Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Welcome to the show. Glad you could be here. Let me check a few things, dotting some few I's, crossing some few T's, trying to see how I look. Okay, yeah, that did. Yeah, I think I got the video. I got it halfway right. It's getting there. But what's up to everybody? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early. Sweet Melody Speaks in the building, said hit the like button on the way in. Yes, you definitely want to hit the like button on the way in. We got a good one for you today. Shout out to JR, says, what's up, Riley? What's up to you? He says, women have an unquenchable thirst for guys out of their league. So a lot of guys are simply removing themselves from the dating environment. I don't know if guys are really removing themselves from the dating environment. Well, I mean, if women have had a strong, tight selection of only a certain percentage of guys, did you remove yourself or did they remove you? That's an unfortunate but fair question. But then there's the actual MGTOW monks who did make a decision to move themselves. It's like a issue of men going their own way or versus men who were sent their own way. Where did you go your own way or did you get sent that way? That is a legitimate and unfortunate but legitimate question. Forgive me, I'm still playing around with my phone here. I made some last minute tweaks to my camera, but I think it was looking even better before I even touched it. But no, interesting discussion. Me and Game Changer will probably dig into that one. But yes, I do agree that women to a greater extent than men have an unquenchable thirst for the highest of high guys. If me and Game Changer was walking down the street and we saw Rihanna like a block away, we'd probably play it cool and just walk over there and just try to get a closer look at her just because it's Rihanna. We just want to see her up close. Game Changer might try to. He always talk about how you want to bite the bottom of her butt. He may go for it, but for the most part, I think we will, keep our cool and just try to get a closer look. Women see whoever their guy is. I don't know who the it guy is nowadays. Let's just say it was at one point Chris Brown, or probably still is. I don't know. They will scream and go crazy and stampede over there and have to have security carry him away. Like, women go crazier for the guys that they view the top of the top. But it still don't mean they ain't getting got by a regular dude. So there's a nuance to it. But Infantry Skills in the building. He says, don't forget about Free Speech Avenger, the only platform black men will have when YouTube starts its crackdown. Don't be so sure about that. Sweet Melody Speaks in the building. Again, shout out to her. Uneducated Lame. JR in the building. I think I already read one of yours, so I'm not going to read that one. Shout out to Jalen, the man of Storm. Shout out to you. The monitor's still too far back away. Emmanuel Asmar in the building. Sup, everyone. Soul Provider in the building. Only MGTOW isn't always, online MGTOW isn't always offline MGTOW. I think I know what you mean right there. But shout out to everybody in the building. Gail Lockett, Omega Dreads, peace and salute, and shout out to everybody in the building. But without further ado, we about to bring up Game Changer, who is coming in live on the East Coast today. He's on the East Coast. He didn't have to wake up at 7 a.m. He's wide awake, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Bernard?
Another day at the office. Glad to have you here. Shout out to Monk Mode Warrior. Okay, Monk Mode Warrior. So I assume you mean MGTOW Monk Mode Warrior. He says men still have the choice of being a simp or not, being disrespected or not. Absolutely. Men do make absolute choices of what they will or will not tolerate. So that is a true. That is a true. That is true. That is a real thing. Shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through bright and early with the first super chat. Appreciate everybody who support the stream. Make sure you continue to do that. Moderators, y'all know what to do with Game Changer. Drop his links all throughout the chat. Keep spamming it out. Keep spamming out the chat room with Game Changer's links and his Cash App. Yeah, feel free to Cash App Game Changer. Getting up early with us, even though he ain't on the West Coast. But shout out to Monk Mode. If you don't mind telling us why you're not at home, you're on the East Coast, you're out traveling. So I mean, you got flued out, tricking. Like, what's the story behind you not being in sunny California right now?
Bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
Yeah.
Probably a little tricking going on.
Well, it's a bachelor party, so of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it depends. If you define tricking as money on the nightstand in exchange for sex, that's not necessarily. But if you define throwing, giving money to a dancing lady as tricking, then yes, you would definitely be putting some singles, or if you're big balling, maybe some 5s and 10s inside somebody's G-string, and perhaps biting the bottom cup of somebody's butt, maybe.
Cusp, and yeah.
Okay. So you do bite strippers on the ass?
No, I don't bite strippers on the ass, but like the point where the thigh meets the thing is the cusp of the ass. Yeah.
Okay, so you bite strippers on the cusp of the ass.
I don't bite stripper ass because it got glitter and shit like that. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like all kind of glue or whatever they do to their ass. But as far as like where I bite the ass, yeah, it's the cusp. It's the part underneath the French cut penny.
That was a loud slurp. Okay. All right.
I mean, as far as tricking, like everything is tricking nowadays. You buy a pack of annihilators, it's tricking. Yeah, if you ask some people.
Of course. Let's before we get into the topic, and shout out to Obsidian because this is inspired by him. I think I got it in the title. It says follow up to Obsidian's show last night, where he an article was written by a writer. Well, actually, it was an interview written format interview. The interview is on Family Studies Institute. John Berger. Going to show it on the screen. Where he essentially made the case that men tend to like the women that like them, and so Obsidian did a good stream on that where he admitted he was a bit triggered because the women that liked him were not very over the years they were not quite the favorable. They weren't the women that he liked, so he admitted he was a bit triggered by that one. But I want to explore that topic a little more because I've always had some subtle disagreement with Obsidian on that because I think men do tend to like the women that like them, but there's some nuance to it. So I do want to tease out that nuance. But JR in the building says, I wanted to circle back to this. What do you think about this one? He says women have an unquenchable thirst for the guys out of their league. So a lot of guys are simply removing themselves from the dating environment. What are your thoughts on what JR says right there?
I think both men and women have a desire for what's out of their league. It's just that men are more willing to settle for what's in their league. You see, women are more willing to take a zero option. They're willing to go home with nothing at all if they can't get the man that's out of their league or reasonably in their league. Where men, if we can't get the woman that's out of our league, we'll like if you go to a nightclub at 10, we're looking for 10s, but at 2, we're settling for 2s.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pablo, you said you did a video about. He said I did a video about you and Mr. Fantastic Bernard. I'm just going to preemptively assume. I'm about to actually look it up, but I'm going to preemptively assume there was some slander on my name, Pablo. Because if you're lumping me in with Mr. Fantastic, who's a card-carrying chubby chaser, and I think that's what you're lumping me in with, and I am not a card-carrying chubby chaser. I'm one of the few men in this space who, like, on my Instagram, actually show my woman. But there's no speculation about what I'm talking about when I say I like them thick, and you can see that she is thick. But so I don't leave it open for interpretation. And Fantastic has said that there are some women that he found attractive that he would smash, and I looked at that and I was like, hell to the no. So me and Fantastic are categorically not the same. But I'm reading the title of your video. It says the women of the community are too damn big. It's your fault, Mr. Fantastic and Bernard Riley. Nah, see, the level of thickness that I rock with is a level of thickness that where it's either your cup of tea or it's not. Like, for example, I'll show an example. And I just like this woman right here. Now, yeah. Now she's pushing the edge of that thing. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I think most people would look at her and say, yeah, that's an attractive woman, just not my cup of tea. I think that's different from the woman that's on the right of the thumbnail. Because I've heard Fantastic say some women that's on the right of my thumbnail today, I've heard Fantastic say he would smash that. I've heard Fantastic say he would smash some women that look like that. I wouldn't. Now, if the woman that's pictured here, if you can't get jiggy with that, then that's in the realm of, okay, she's she's thicker than what you like, but she ain't bad. Most guys who prefer a woman that look more like this, and I got these girls. I did a stream yesterday, or not yesterday, but day before yesterday, where I was talking about how women, will accuse men of sexualizing children, but then they grow up and go out for Halloween dressed up like a sexy 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about how there's some hypocrisy in there. So that's why I got schoolgirls on easy click mode like that. I just just for those that didn't see the previous show, I just don't keep schoolgirls on deck like that. Just but I was doing it. It was part of the conversation. Okay, if you prefer a girl who to be built like this, which that's I would say normal. That's how a woman's supposed to be, built in shape.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's I will call that normal. I think this right here just gets to the realm of, obviously bigger than this, but not just grotesquely fat to where a man you need to be harshly criticized if he finds this attractive. Like that. So don't lump me in. Don't lump me in with the car carrying chubby chasers who say, yeah, but them fat women, they got the wettest pussy, which is a lie. I mean, I tested that theory before, but no, that's a lie. But no, don't quit lumping me in. Quit lumping me in, Pablo. Me and Fantastic ain't the same on that.
Well, the one you're showing here is where you would like for the other ones to land.
Yes.
So, like you get the ones from the previous slides, and then, hopefully after, 4 or 5 kids, you get this, and this is worst case scenario of the previously shown ones. But if you start off here, then you're asking for a world of problems.
You're playing with fire.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about one, small pizza away from, crossing the line.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Like you could charge me up with playing with fire. You can't charge me up with being platinum. Corteco. What did he call that one real big ass woman that he had showed a picture of?
But he called it pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, he called it church pussy. Just give it a unique name, and that makes it that makes it not just a fat chick.
Yeah, exactly. You rebrand it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It's WorldCom. It's not Enron. Yeah.
So seeing that, Pablo, I would like that you not lump my name in there with even that chick Tabria Majors that Fantastic and Obsidian talk about. That I don't even like her. I think that she's she's big. She's not shapely with it. I don't even think she don't pass my test, and she's a plus size model. She get paid based off her beauty, I guess.
Who pays her?
Huh?
Who pays her?
People who want to sell clothes to fat girls.
Like, what clothing line is paying these chicks? I don't think that they're actual things. I think that they're not modeling a product. I think that they're modeling fat itself. Like, is there a plus size store or something like?
Oh no, they do exist.
Oh yeah, I know that they exist, but hear me out now. Like when people say that they're a plus size model, they'll never say for who. Like a woman who's a model for regular stuff, she's like, I am a Victoria's Secret model, or I'm a Louis Vuitton model, or I'm a model for this Italian person, or Italian clothing line rather. I model Mercedes, or I'm the person that holds up the numbers between boxing matches. Like there's actual stuff that they're modeling. However, big girls don't seem to be modeling a thing ever.
Yeah. Well,
once again, I don't really follow big girl models. Like maybe they're modeling McDonald's milkshakes, but I'm just curious. Like I think that they're modeling the concept of being big more than they're modeling an actual product.
I think there's some truth in that. There's some truth in that. I'm pulling up Tabria Majors, or I think that's right.
So Queen Q says, to be honest and say no men don't want the women that want them, mostly part due to looks. I don't know.
Well, we've got to get into the main topic.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, well, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and respond to that. Go ahead and respond to that.
No, I mean, there's been some mutual attraction to women I've been with. Yeah, she's too big. She's not really my type.
Yeah, see, okay, look at that. Like that's she when it's a few pictures of her where it's almost there. Like you can see it if she lost some weight and tightened it up, and it could maybe do something, but for a lot of, when I look at a lot of these pictures, some of
But
it
you
looks
see what
like
I'm talking about? What is she
her upper
modeling?
body. It's like her upper body is her upper body look wider than her lower body in some of her pictures. Like that's what I'm getting at. But some of them,
Well,
like that one right there, it's like her, yeah, it's like her upper body is like the same width as the lower body, and it's like it's just not working.
but my point is, what is she modeling? Like, what's the clothing line? Like all these pictures, and it's not a thing that she's modeling. She has bikinis on, but there's no name tag out. She's not modeling a certain brand. She's not actually modeling a product. Notice that, Bernard. She's not actually modeling a product. She's just taking fat women pictures, and she's selling the world on the concept of fat bitches. It's not a what is she modeling? That's the question, isn't it?
I think you raised a good question. She's modeling bigness. I
Yeah,
think.
they're selling the world on bigness. Why? Because bigness itself, being fat, automatically generates money. So they want to make fat beautiful. The more comfortable people and women in particular are with being fat, the more milkshakes McDonald's sells, the more Pizza Hut sells, the more crap fast food and stuff people buy. So if they can sell you on the concept of being fat as fuck, then everything else is automatically sold to you.
Yeah. See where I'm at with it. Like like the if you walk in the, if you're big, like that waist area, like that gotta really come in and that gotta really curve out in order for it to work. It's like it's some well some of her pictures, just when you look at it, it looked like it's like a more big and kind of straight up and down with it. Like she just got a bigger upper body. Like the top portion of your body needs to be almost no different from the and what I'm talking about is rare. It's rare to find it naturally. Well, even though there are a lot of black women that do just naturally have that going for themselves, but yeah, the upper part of your body needs to be very similar at a glance to a woman who's thin and a woman who's fit. I mean, it's hard to explain it, but you have to see two of them side by side. Or if you ever saw a woman, um, um, you couldn't see her bottom half, and so you had no idea how big her bottom half was. But just
Mhm.
if you just looked at her top half, she looked almost normal size. But then when she got up, it was like, dang, her legs was just insanely big compared to her top half. Like that's what I'm talking about there. It can be a situation where it's almost looking straight up and down. I don't know if I explained that right, but anyway,
No, I mean you like the inward curves. I get you.
yeah, it got that gotta be there. That gotta be there. But Pablo, quit lumping me in. Quit lumping me in with that. Quit lumping me
Well,
in with
I,
that.
I get it. Like if you give an ounce, they do take a pound, and then another pound, and then another pound.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying I get Pablo lumping you into it. I'm just saying like once you, it's a slippery slope. You give a little bit, and next thing. Okay, so there's a scene from the movie Casino,
Mm-hmm.
and Robert De Niro, they had the dancing girls or whatnot. He used to weigh them. Now these are small, petite women,
Ah,
but he used to put them on a scale like every day or some crap like that. And like if they went up a pound, he's like, these bitches will blow up like balloons if you don't monitor it. This is true, especially now. If you don't monitor it, they will blow up. And if you say, "Oh no, it's just a little bit," don't worry, don't worry. They will. You're a parent, they take leeway. They're testing their boundaries.
yeah, and that part of it, I don't mind. I accept Pablo's criticism right there because playing close to the edge or liking them thick, it's like you're opening the door for so much just outright buffoonery to slip and creep under the table. But if black men universally just took a hard stance, said nope, body mass index or nothing else, just took a hardcore stance like that and set a hardcore standard like that and stood universally on one accord, I think it would bring the weight down. So just me using that lingo of thick opens the door for a lot of chicks that to try to sneak under the umbrella, you know. So I understand. I accept his criticism from that regard, but don't lump me in with the guys who just say no. I full blown like fat women. They the best. They got the best pussy. Like I'm not one of them dudes. Like no, don't put me in there. Don't put me in there. And it was a time when I wouldn't even because I understand Pablo's argument to the point to where I would pull back and not even acknowledge that I like them thicker, because I just didn't want to sound like I was with them niggas. But you know, so I understand.
You see this thinking? Somebody said anything is better than your hand. No, it's not. My hand is better than most women. I have a talented hand. It knows me like no other. Like, what the hell? You think that I won't masturbate rigorously before I take a fat ass nasty bitch? No, you are greatly mistaken. You are greatly mistaken if you think that, you know, that is that a fat woman's pickup line? I bet you it is. Better than your hand, right? No, you're not. No, you're not. This hand will be touching me before it's touching you. Why? Because you touch too much damn food. Listen. It's a mentality. It's a mentality that these chicks have. Basically, what they're saying is, how fat can I be and still get away with it? It's a disrespectful mentality. They're saying, you know, okay, how much fat can this nigga take? It's an automatic shit test to begin with. Would you tolerate that from anybody if you know that somebody has potential for better? That's like a student saying, you know, what's the lowest grade I can get and still pass? Fuck that. Yes, I will masturbate. I will masturbate rigorously before I lay down with some fat ass bitch.
Mm-hmm. Game Changer has spoken on that. Yeah, totally understand. But while we're at it, see, I was going to save this, but since we just like knee deep into the discussion here, how about those Alabama State honeybees?
What the hell? That's not a honeybee. That's a hornet. That's like a dragonfly. This is a dodo bird. That's not what. God dang it! That's not a flip. That's a roll. Okay, can you pause it for a second? So when regular girls do flips, and cartwheels and where's the pyramid? Bitch! Listen, no. So you look at like the white high schools and stuff, and then they be having pyramids, and the chicks is on the top, and then they fall down, and it's like go team go and stuff like that. They never did that for me because I don't play sports, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is not that. They can't stand on top of each other. Why? Because they look like bricks. It would be like a brick house full of fat. This is ridiculous. This is the best that school got to offer. What is the initial, like, this is what happens. This is motivation. Whatever university this is, it inspires young men and boys to get better grades to not wind up here. This is the best that they have. This is what happens when Harvard says no. You wind up in a university full of fat ass bitches. God.
Captain Cisco in the building says Hooters is exploring the concept of plus size waitresses. That's interesting. Lloyd Vaughn in the building says Tabria Majors is popping. She's not facially unattractive, but I mean she's not yeah, I mean it looked like her weight fluctuates a lot. I saw some of the pictures and I was like, okay, that's work with her. But then I saw some of them and I'm like, no, her top body looking bigger than the bottom half, and it just was, you know. So I don't know. She's not one of the bigger ones that like where I look at and I'm like, oh yeah, that's it right there. But no. I mean, I've given y'all examples. I've shown y'all examples of exactly what I mean when I say thick. And you can go to Bernard Riley Show on Instagram, even though I don't post no content on there. I've been saying that for a while. But you can go there. I mean, you can literally see a picture of me and my woman standing up, full body, head to toe, and there it is. So that give you a template of what I'm talking about when I say I like them thick. But Nick Penn in the building, he said they should punish those women and make them run laps around the field.
No, they should make them carry. Like, they should be put in a chariot that pulls smaller women. Like, they should be, for real, they should be like, they should have harness on them. And what's with the outfits? They know that they too big. They know that they're not allowed to wear skirts like regular women. Nope. They understand.
There's a picture. There's a video of them in skirts. There's a video of them in skirts. Yeah.
So there's no rules. And you know what it is, Bernard? You know what it is? I just figured something out. Okay, so they say that black women outnumber black men in university 2-1, but really that's pounds. That's not, they're not counting heads, they're weighing them. They just put all the black women in the university and all the black men in the university on a scale, and it comes out twice as much. This is not actually a real statistic. They're just weighing the scale. They're counting these bitches as two regular men. This is ridiculous. Look at the band. Look at the band compared to them. Look, everything. These chicks look like a bag of gummy bears spilled on the field. Like, man, this is ridiculous. And they said, you know something? This is how I want to present myself in front of people. This is a precursor. This team, I don't follow sports, but this football team always loses. Why? Because this is the prize. This is the prize. You're not going to play your hardest knowing that you got to come home or go back to the dorm to this.
You said the team loses because they got them. The majorettes are fat. I remember when Charles Barkley, this was when the Phoenix Suns was real bad. They actually went to the finals last year. Back when the Phoenix Suns was real bad, Charles Barkley was like, man, everything going on in the Phoenix Suns arena, the toilet don't flush, the beer be warm, the cheerleaders and got fat. It's like when the team losing, it's like everything going to hell. So I think that's a reflection of how bad Alabama State must be on the football field now that they goddamn the goddamn majorettes and got fat, or the majorettes got fat, then everything else went bad. I don't know which one happened first, but DJ said the trucker in the building says Alabama State University. Shout out to Constructive Consultant. He says, "Look at it," in my old man voice. Shout out to old man. Especially, I gotta shout out Obsidian for playing it. Like I said, this show is piggybacking on Obsidian's show last night. So.
Hey,
I'm doing a rehash of what he did, basically, just to be brutally honest here, because he played a clip. I couldn't even find the exact clip that he played, but I mean, there's a lot of clips of these chicks out there getting it in, and we got the son is hot around the building. He says, why do black men do that? Always try to make overweight women sexually appealing with a phrase like she's thick in the right places or she's grown man weight. The bitch is fat. Period. Shout out to Son is Hot Raw in the building. Yeah. Hold on. You gotta roll for the tape, man. You gotta see when they do a no hand backflip.
Oh crap!
I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. Oh god. It said Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
This is what they use to represent themselves.
I was sitting back waiting for you to catch the Black Girl Magic.
Oh crap. Like, wouldn't magic be to make the fat disappear? Like, okay, so you know how you have a magician and then they put the women in the box and then they slice them in half, but they don't really slice them in half, and that's the magic? These bitches can't fit in the box. They're not like actual magic people that can do stuff. Like they don't wear wizard robes and no, this is ridiculous. Magic is them fighting off diabetes. Like this is not oh crap. They just take credit for everything. So Bernard, you used to be a whatchamacallit. You used to be an athlete, right?
Yes.
And I never was. However, answer me this. Did they have a punishment squad? Like if your team messed up so bad, they got rid of the regular cheerleaders and punished you with these?
No. That was not in place. I was only an athlete in high school. And so in high school, yeah, everybody was proper size. You know what's funny? It was one cheerleader who was kind of tall and kind of big, but she was just big to us because we was in high school. But when I look back at the pictures of her, you know, some people post old pictures on Facebook or whatever, I'm like, she wasn't even big. Like this is big. Like this is big. What I'm just wondering, put it like this: the marching band uniforms, you know, you don't get to keep. You understand that after you march.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
You hand your uniform in at the end of the year. At least that's. I mean, maybe colleges with their big budget, maybe they do get to keep the marching band uniform. But I think for the most part, in my experience, you hand in all your stuff at the end of the year. You know, that's how it has always been. So if the uniforms were, you know, for women who are size 6s and size 4s, and they hand them in at the end of the year, I think it was expected that they're going to bring in more size 6s and size 4s. But for these chicks, it's like they had to make new uniforms. Is what I'm saying. It's like they couldn't just pass it to the next group. You know, they had to make a new uniform. So
out of parachute. Basically, there's a burgundy army out there that, you know, when they jump out of planes and discard their parachutes, it winds up on these fat ass bitches. Like that's where they got their clothing from. That's where they get their cloth from. See, we had like B squads, but our B squads weren't even big. Like it was comprised of the ones who didn't have the GPA. So sometimes they would be hotter than the regular cheerleaders. I'm talking about in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just didn't have the GPA to be regular cheerleaders. So it was, I think there was like pep squad or something like that. You know, but it was a great thing. It wasn't like, you know, we had like a special team of fat chicks to wobble weeble and in the middle of the field.
That's that one song you just imitated. You said the wobble weeble.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have that.
All right. No, but Game Changer, you're being too harsh because see, I just did some research and I just found out that these young ladies, see, they're with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and today was their special day, and so you really need to leave them alone.
Oh, so to perform here was their wish, but what about the people who wish to not see that shit? Like. Like, I mean, no, what if in the crowd there's somebody who's like, you know, I wish to go to an Alabama State game and not see a bunch of fat ass bitches. Like, what if that was the case?
I'm just joking with the Make-A-Wish Foundation
thing.
that would be funny though.
Well, no, I mean, every night, like they have like the high school, like what was that show where Ludacris would go to the prom with a young woman who was overweight, and you know, it was like so there was a show where it was like my dream prom date, and you know, this was back in the day when Ludacris was new, and he went to the prom with a chick that was a biggin in her school.
Mm-hmm.
I built my credit back from 640.
You said Ludacris went to the prom with a chick that was a biggin?
Well, not his prom, her prom, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he went to her prom. Oh,
yeah.
See.
Oh, what the heck? God damn it! Is this a different school? Or the same chick?
Yeah, these the same chicks. They you know, they change up the uniform. They got that's snake skin.
Oh God! No, that's dinosaur skin. Like that's the only thing that's big enough and strong enough to contain it. That's Velociraptor. That's Tyrannosaurus in there. Ah, crap.
Big Mag the Fisher in the building says, please split this bread with the big homie GC. Absolutely, absolutely. And moreover, RM Gail Lockett, I know y'all in there. I don't see Game Changers links being spammed through the chat. His links, I see Melody in there. You know you got Game Changers links and his Cash App on deck. So make sure y'all dropping and spreading that through there. Make sure y'all dropping and spreading that through there. We do appreciate it. But yeah, no, these are the same chicks. These are the same chicks.
Oh crap.
That last cartwheel was very suspect. Like she was hanging on by a thread. That last cartwheel.
The earth was hanging on by a thread.
The earth. You said the earth was hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I picture like a sinkhole. Like when every place that they do a cartwheel, like a football player could trip. Like there's gonna be like a hole dug into the earth a little bit. Ah!
All right.
Yeah. This is yeah.
I think the point was made. Ed said he quit. Ed is about to delete his channel. It's over. It's like we fought a good fight. It's time to just pack it in. Call home the troop. Call home the troop.
Ed is quitting school. He was about to go back to Alabama State University to get his master's. Now he's like, I quit. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I feel sorry for the fellas of Alabama State University. First of all,
no, it is true that, and Obsidian talked about this. I think Alabama is the fattest state in the country, and moreover,
I thought it was like Mississippi or something.
Well, okay, them southern states, them southern predominantly black states, they are the fattest ones in the country, and this is the result, you know. Everybody gets a trophy culture we got going on now. Okay, I will say this. I did some research on this because in my mind I was like, it can't be this bad. However, what happened here? Okay, they still have a normal majorette squad with as you would say normal women.
Yeah, I've seen somebody in there say Stingrays is their normal chick.
And yeah, so. But somebody came up with the idea, and damn it, I read it last night. I don't know if it was a man or a woman. Somebody came with the idea, let's put together a plus size majorette squad for Alabama State. And so this has been going on for a while. So in conjunction with their normal dance squad, I don't know if these ones take the field one Saturday or Sunday, or college play on Saturday. I don't know if I don't know if the big ones. I don't know if the Bumblebees take the field on one Saturday, then the Honeybees take the field the next Saturday. I don't know how they do it. These will be the Bumblebees, but I think they still do got a normal one. They still got a normal one, but they rotate in the big one. So it's like a weird thing they got going on. So
well, it's a jest. They're okay. So yeah, they're being made fun of. That's what they're doing. It's like midget wrestling versus regular wrestling. Like one is for comedy. It's really like entertainment type thing. Midget wrestling. You know, and I'm sorry if you're a midget and you wrestle, but you kind of know what you're into. You know that it's more comedy than. Well, really regular wrestling and regular pro wrestling is comedy too, but it's not really looked at as the serious one. You know, it's not really looked at as the serious wrestling. Like they're not really looked at as the serious cheerleaders or entertainers and stuff like that. So I get it. I mean, and I don't mind their existing, but understand that you're lesser than. You are not the real thing. You are the lesser than. You're here to entertain us, not arouse us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. As long as they have a regular thing, then that's good.
Yeah, I had to do some research on that because in my mind I was like, I know these are not just the chicks that tried out. I was like, that can't be the case. That cannot be the case. That these are just the chicks that tried out. But it still it speaks to the the cultural effort to normalize this stuff. To normalize, women being just out of shape and everybody okay with it. I mean, it was a lot of videos where they were doing a thing and all you heard is women who you couldn't see on the sideline, but you just assume that they were fat. But I don't know, just rooting and cheering them on. And it's like, yes, yeah, it's a whole it's a thing.
But no, but the joke
and
is on
and,
that.
and this hold on, but real quick, and this goes back to Pablo's point to where when you open that door and start talking about thickness, and what everybody else is talking about when they're talking about thick and all of that, it's like you're helping add to the problem of normalizing women being overweight to where somebody could have, and I think it was a man who had the crazy idea of, hey, let's put together a plus size majorette squad for Alabama State. Like, so yeah, in that sense, because I like them thick, as I like to say, I like to see booty meat jiggle. I in that sense, just my lingo on that, I add and contribute to the problem. That's the degree in which I will accept Pablo's criticism. But real quick, because hold your thought, I know he's about to jump in and say something. Uneducated lame in the building. He says they're in college. That's only going to get worse. Absolutely, you shouldn't be that big in college. DJ said the trucker back in the building with another one. He said Alabama State University has the stingettes and the honeybees. Those chicks should be the bumblebees or yellow. What's the fattest? I think the bumblebee is that real fat bee that the scientists can't even explain how it could fly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
they're small relative to a hornet, but they are fat. They are round bodied things.
Scientists have a really hard time explaining the mechanics of the flight of the bumblebee. It's hard to explain with it being a big round fat bug with those little bitty wings just fluttering. It shouldn't be able to get air and lift off the ground. But anyway, don't do y'all like
they shouldn't be able to jump. Yeah.
It's like I'm saying, like those the scientists need to get to work, try to figure out how did they do that cartwheel, even though it was a little suspect. It looked like she didn't exactly stick the landing, but she did complete a cartwheel. But
they probably are doing a study on it. That's why this team exists.
Yeah, possibly. The world is not enough. In the building says, remember Neil Carter, black woman, been running the fat and sassy BS for a long time. Shout out to you. Appreciate the $5.
But who was Mr. Carter?
I don't know who you're talking about. I just want to say thank you for the super chat and kept moving. I have no idea. You know who you're talking about? Neil Carter?
Yeah, so there was a show called Give Me a Break. And this was even before my time, and it came, but it was watching syndication. And it featured a police officer, if I'm remembering right. It featured a police officer and his family, and the maid, who was an overweight black woman, named Nell Carter. Now, she later played in the show Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And she was like the principal there. But she was a typical mammy style woman, meaning, like a syrup type woman, overweight, and she was also a maid and everything. So she kind of played into that mammy stereotype. And she was embraced, like the kids loved her. And of course, her boss loved her. But it's like, these aren't real people. These aren't like, where's your husband? Where's your family? Like you're basically just a joke to white people. And that's what these, bumblebees or honeybees are. They're just jokes to white people. They're being fat and laughed at, and you think they're laughing with you. They're laughing at you. It's not like they want to take your place. It's not like the little girls who you are a maid to wants to grow up and be a fat ass maid themselves. No, this is not like, oh, I admire your strength or something like that. This is them laughing like, ha 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 ha. They have a game. White people have a game called Old Maid, and it's not a good thing to be an old maid in Old Maid.
Oh.
You are the joke of it. Let's be clear. You think that the people cheering and stuff that they are with you, that they're on your side. They're not. They're not.
Now that's interesting too. When you, because now that you explain what he was referring to with Neil Carter, the fat maid lady, they did depict her as not a real person. She was there just the maid with some with a few quotable lines and a certain amount of sassiness, but you never saw her go home and live a normal life. It's like now is they're trying to they're taking that woman that was just a caricature from the olden days, from the time before time. They taking that caricature, or they took that caricature and they put it on the show. But now that they take a woman that size, now they try to make her the love interest in in some movie. It's like they're doing it differently now. They're doing it differently now.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's always been that character. The first one that I know of was she played on Gone with the Wind, I think.
That's what I mean by the
Yeah.
caricature.
Well,
Yeah.
I did see a twist in it with Queen Latifah, and Queen Latifah is the modern Mammy. She's the modern Hattie McDaniel's, trope. But what they did was they did romanticize her fat ass when she did a movie and LL Cool J was her love interest, and he
Man,
was
she
like,
didn't have
great.
LL, Common. She
Yeah,
didn't had a lot
exactly,
of love interests of guys who were in really, really good shape. I think
exactly.
Common played a professional basketball player when and Queen Latifah was his fat personal trainer or physical therapist when he got hurt, and she nursed him back to health, and he fell in love with her or something like that. That was pretty much the plot of the movie.
Right. And it doesn't work like that in real life because, she's not with Common in real life. Like, in real life, your fat ass gets nothing. And that is the truth of it. Like, just because what? Because you helped me with my foot, I'm supposed to fall in love with you over the hotter woman? No. No, you are the help. What if a man helped me with my foot? Should I fall in love with him? No. If you're not hot enough, you don't get it. You don't think that you could proximity your way into choice penis. Don't think that. Don't think that it just because you're Michael B. Jordan's accountant that he's gonna fuck you. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You must be prettier and slimmer to be worthy of choice penis, period. And yes, Sister George, we will masturbate first. Fuck that. And but no. Yes,
Nordine in the building says, "Hey Bernard, I like the new background." Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Got a whole setup in here. Only got one angle going right now, but no, it's a whole setup in here. But thanks, I appreciate that acknowledgement. What was I doing? All right, let's we almost 1 hour in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. We about to pull up this article. We're about to pull up this article, and not going to read the whole thing. I'm just more or less doing exactly what Obsidian did last night. So shout out to Obsidian with this topic here. But we are about to dig into this. I just want to pull up the money shot portion of this thing where John Berger said, "Huh." Okay, don't tell me I got it pulled up and it's not at the right spot. All right. So, this is the right spot. He said, "Will you mind if I push back against that question?" Well, the question is, in your book, you assert that men like confident women, while noting, of course, that, well, first off, confident woman, that her confidence does nothing.
It
Nothing
doesn't.
I'm sorry, what's
It
that?
doesn't. It's something to give lesser women hope. They feel that, if I'm this, but I'm confident about it, then, the choice guy would come to me. They don't, and they won't. We're not stupid like that. We're not gonna say, oh, she's unappealing in every other way, but she's confident. If a man is that stupid, then he's not a choice man. The life don't reward stupid men. There's
Right.
reward for stupid women. Life don't reward stupid men. If you're that stupid, then you get out negotiated in your NBA contract and stuff like that. You don't get to be choice for being tricked like that. Like, hey, would you like to join a confident basketball team? Get the fuck out of here. Would you like to work for a confident company? No, no. Men make practical decisions. We don't go off of the illusion of confidence. Like
Right.
some women do. Some women say, when they say big dick energy, then they mean like, okay, you have the confidence of a man with a big dick. But we don't say big titty energy. No, we want the actual big titties. We don't want the energy of it. We want the actual thing. We don't say, oh, she got good pussy energy. Nope, we want good pussy. She has slim woman energy. No, we want slim women. She has pretty face energy. No, we want a pretty face. We don't go off the energy of some shit like that. We want the actual thing.
Yeah. Women like a man with confidence. A man with confidence shows that he's somebody who can get things done.
Or he's a nigga faking confidence.
Or that too. But
well,
overall,
women
we
are
don't.
that stupid. But men, we want to see the actual thing.
Yeah, we don't look at a woman and rate her based off, ooh, she can get some stuff done. That's not really our thing. That's not really our thing. So in that sense, that part of that about a woman with confidence, no, that's not a thing that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But moreover is let me just get it out there. In your book, you assert that men like confident women, while noting, of course, that there may be some. I got something in the way. There may be some men and women for whom this approach won't work. Do you have any insight into how to identify men for whom this strategy will work and men for whom it might be a turn off? Okay. He responded, this is John Berger, who we're building this show off of here. And shout out to Obsidian for doing this show last night. He says, would you mind if I push back against the question? One of my goals with Make Your Move. Oh, yeah, Make Your Move. That was something that he wrote. That's one of his writing, or one of his books, actually. Is to help women avoid the mistake that men often make. Men fear rejection and awkwardness just as much as women do. As a result, a man will often ask out the woman he thinks is most likely to say yes. Now, that part is true. That part is absolutely true. That's how most men operate. Otherwise, 9s and 10s would just get approached nonstop. They wouldn't be able to take 5 steps down the street without being approached. A lot of times they don't even get approached because men have a good reflection of where they're at, and they like, nah, I'll be swinging out of my league. If they get if they feeling themselves that day, they might go for it. Some guys go for it regardless, but in general, men tend to shoot within their range. But he says they ask out the woman who he thinks is most likely to say yes, as opposed to the one he actually likes best. It's also why a guy may find it easier to try out a line with a complete stranger on Tinder than ask out a woman he already knows and likes from the real world. Now, this is the interesting part here.
Well,
Go ahead. Before we
well,
get
the
into
rejection lingers if you know her in the real world, and plus
that.
you kind of give damage to whatever relationship you had with her in the real world. Like
Yeah.
you get rejected by a chick that work at say Hooters or something like that. Hey, I mean, what are the chances you're gonna see her again? But you get rejected by the chick in accounting at your company, then it's like and you ever been in an elevator with somebody that's just awkward and you're standing there and you're waiting to get to the sixth floor and it's like uh it's just awkward and it's gonna be like that, especially if you hit on her. So I
Mm-hmm.
get what he's saying there.
Yeah. Yeah. All day. All day. All day. No, he's not tripping with nothing that he's saying, but this is the main part here. He says, my
Okay.
advice to women: don't do what guys do. Don't overthink. Don't start worrying whether the guy you've always liked from work, from church, from the dog park, I guess that's a thing, okay, will become this guy. Don't overthink it and think that he will become less interested in you the moment the damn, I could hear that. These headsets pick up everything. I need to take them off. I can hear all the fumbling you doing with your microphone. He says, don't make the mistake that men do and think that the guy from work, from church, from the dog park, etc., will become less interested in you the moment you show interest in him. Trust me, that's unlikely. The secret about men is that men like the women that like them. Now, there's a number of ways to go with that, and I'm going to start it out like this. This is my I think there's some truth in that. Now there's a realm where it becomes untrue, because there was a very unattractive woman who came on to me real hard before. Not that it just happens all the time, where some just hideous chick just makes a just full court, she pull it up from half court. Like, no, that don't happen that much, but it happens. And my thing, that didn't make me want her anymore. I was like, get the hell on. And it was like a sexual, like it was a couple times. Like one time it happened at a club where she just started trying to get physical. She was kind of dancing with it, but I mean, but still, it was like, you just no. And so I wasn't feeling that, but her confidence obviously didn't make her not be unattractive. There's other time I could think of that it happened where I was just like, no, go away. Now the realm in which it's some truth in what he's saying, I sum it up like this. The part where he mentioned how men have to think that the moment that they show interest in that girl, that she's going to lose interest if he doesn't do it just right, and that causes men to overthink whether or not they're gonna approach her. Like men have to overthink it like that. It's like men, it's a balancing act for a lot of men. Some men are just naturals and they just do it and there's no big deal. But for a lot of men, yeah, you do have to balance that whole, give her attention, but not too much attention. Talk to her, but don't talk to her too much. Be funny, but not too funny, or be funny, but not goofy. Be firm, be in control, but not controlling. You got it's that delicate balancing act when you first meet a chick where you could mess it up very easily. So yeah, we do have to overthink it like that. But that chick that shows high interest, and then she makes some early initial moves, for a lot of guys, even if you're lukewarm on her, yeah, it's like you take a deep breath, like I can relax now. This is one of the times, how women give that bad relationship advice where they say, oh, just be yourself. If a woman just really goes out her way and shows you that she's interested, that's the one time where you don't got to think about all that stuff that I just said, where you don't got to walk that tightrope walk. You can just, I could just relax and be myself. Now you still could mess it up if yourself is just, weird, but you can still mess it up in some way. But that is the time where it does become easier. And yes, a woman not sending you through all those loops and hurdles and all that stuff, or or you having to do everything on a proper, delicate balance, make sure you're maintaining your masculine frame and the whole works. You're doing all this stuff to try to make sure that you don't do anything or say anything to get out of favor. You got to make sure you text her, but don't text her back too soon. If you want to call her, you got to think, okay, the last time we talked, who called first and who hung up, who got off the phone first. I don't want to be looking thirsty or overbearing calling back when it was me that called the first. When the chicks show that type of high interest, you don't have to worry about all that delicate balance nonsense, and you could just go for it. And so in that sense, I think men do like the woman that like them, because it takes all the hard the hard man work out of it, because it is a lot of work for men to to get out there and make something happen. It do take some work. It takes some work. You got to be on point.
Right.
So in that sense, I do agree with him. But the route that Obsidian went with it last night, because he was having flashbacks of the four homely sisters story and how he was woke up in cold sweats, fighting the air, thinking about the four homely sisters. He was going that route and saying that no, just because these women like me, I don't have to like them. And I understand where he was coming from that perspective. But I'm just thinking from a more general perspective where, let's just say if you're messing in the realm of, average-ish women, you got one woman who is right in the middle, average 5, who's making it, easier for you. And you got one woman that might be a 6, who you got to do all that, that delicate balance. You send one text message at the wrong time, and then boom, it's over. Yeah, a lot of guys do take that easy route. And they do like that woman that like them, that just makes it easy. And relations interactions do work better with women if the woman likes you more than you like her. Then she's the one trying to prove herself to you versus you, tap dancing in a top hat for this chick that's lukewarm on you. So that's the extent that I would say I agree with what he's saying. Maybe I added more to it than what he was talking about, but that was my general takeaway when I read his comment. That's my takeaway. What say you?
No, okay. So I think what he's saying is that men take the path of least resistance to sex. For the most part, we do, meaning that a 5 in the pot is better than an 8 in the wild. So, and yeah, I can definitely understand that to a certain extent. And that extent is that that men don't really have access to an 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for me growing up, right, in the Bay, so there's a bridge, as everyone knows, that bridges Oakland and San Francisco or something like that. So say you meet a chick and she's average, or she's just at whatever your bar is that you're willing to smash. However, you won't visit her. You don't want to pay the toll. I think it was like $3 at the time, or $2.50. You're not going to cross the bridge for her. And that's what they want. They need something that secures the relationship. And unfortunately for women, that means being more pretty than he is handsome. You see, when a woman is prettier than a man is handsome, he's going to drive in the rain and cross the Bay Bridge, to fuck you. However, if she's just at the bar, then that means that, hey, if she lives down the street or if it's extraordinarily convenient, he will do it. So, yes, a guy will take a woman simply because she has easier access, but that access has to, present itself on all levels. It has to be there on all levels. Is her proximity easy to access? Proximity, close, like basically she has to make herself convenient to him. But a woman who's significantly prettier than a man is handsome, or then the man is handsome, then she don't have to do that. Now that relationship, or excuse me, that type of relationship brings her security. Those are the types of relationships that lead to marriage, that lead to something similar. You know, marriage or situations born from sexual convenience is not really going to yield to anything serious unless he doesn't have a better option ever. So that's the way I see that. Now, as far as the Obsidian with the four homely sisters, and that scenario goes, yeah, Obsidian, he's a man that, you know, sets a higher bar. So, I mean, I don't think that that story or that instance really means that what the person was saying wasn't true. It's just that it's true for the ones that's at the okay. So, say you have a bar and that bar is a 6. I would think that these women were 5s and below, and that's why. However, this statement is still true in Obsidian's cases for the women who, you know, a 6 that's given choosing signals versus an 8 that's not. I think that the statement is still true, even in Obsidian's case. He just has a higher bar than most men.
Yeah, I think most guys are happy with a 6 given choosing signals, and you know, they'll take that 8 if they can, but it's like that 6 is giving choosing signals, that's rolling out the red carpet, making it easy. That's for most guys. That's a victory. That's a home run. Kenneth Williams in the building with the super sticker. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super sticker. Appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream. Shout out to each and every one of you. Somebody asked the question, I think when I referred to the homely chicks that shot they shot or made an aggressive advance at me. They asked, did I smash? The answer is no, but I have spoke candidly about there are some women that, yes, there was a time I stopped doing it, but it was a time when there was some women that I messed with that I wouldn't be seen with in public. I did eventually stop doing that. Post divorce, I was taking all comers. Anybody can get it. Nobody was safe. But
you were taking on comers, or were you coming on takers? Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. No. That was accurate. Okay. Accurate. Yeah. But but yeah, but no, that was the case. But eventually I had to, you know, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I experienced new pussy and I was excited. So, but now let me get some kind of standard going forward. So I did eventually, you know, had to get me a standard, and so yeah, that was that. But I vividly remember how it was in the situations where, you know, when you're pursuing chicks, and the ones that's making it difficult for you, they say, yeah, you know, move on, cycle through those ones fast. If they making it difficult, they ain't being cooperative, move on to the next fast and quick. I think that's the part that we all generally agree with, even though some guys don't do it, but we all generally agree with that. You got to move on fast. Well, those that are cooperative with you are the ones that are ultimately making it easy for you. They're ultimately the ones that like you, and the mere fact that she like you, that is going to make you I don't know if it's going to make you like her more, but you're going to like that about her, put it like that. But you do make a really good point that relationships that sort of come out of a place of convenience, let's just say if a 5 is your bottom, and the 5 made it convenient for you, then you're not going to be happy staying there. You're not going to be happy just being with that. So it will end up being a temporary thing out of just pure convenience. And so that is a good point right there too. So
and the 5
that's
go for it.
No, I was saying that's one thing that does offer like a great not necessarily pushback to what I'm saying, but just something to consider, that even in those situations, we're talking about a chick that you're just using temporarily for sex. That's just all to it, you know.
Exactly. Now, during that period, and see, fellas, and I'm going to go down a small rabbit hole here, but it's very important to note that during that period that you are using these lesser women for sex, what winds up happening is she wants to assure that you do not advance past where you are now. I've seen that happen so many times.
What do you mean by that? She want to ensure that you don't advance past where you are.
Okay, I'll give example, right? Say you are a med student, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're struggling. And she has the ability to help you, do some chores around the house to give you more time to study and focus, practice the art of shutting the fuck up while you prepare yourself for med school, however, she understands that you are at the bottom of her bar as a med student. And your bar will raise the moment you become a doctor. She understands this. So she knows that it's not in her best interest for you to become a doctor, for you to graduate med school. This is also true for college or high school basketball phenomenons and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Omega Dread. Saboteurs. You are bringing a saboteur in your life. She wants to sabotage you. She wants to assure that your bar doesn't raise, and your bar will raise as your value raises naturally. So you got to be careful of that.
Yeah, I know of a situation where somebody, him and a chick, they were kind of they were kind of hoboing it together,
Mm-hmm.
and they were young. They were living. They were living with somebody. They were like I want to say like 19 and 20, and a relative was allowing them to like both stay with her together. But then I forgot. I don't know. Something happened. They did something. She was like, "Yeah, I can't stay here no more." Or the girl could have stayed with the aunt by herself without him, and then and he could have went back home too. They both had somewhere to go separately, but they didn't have nowhere to go together.
Mm-hmm.
So they ended up, I don't know, in the name of love or stupidity, kind of hoboing it in a car. Okay, and so he had got to now they were like hoboing it together, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and he had got to the point where he had started, getting on his feet, getting a job or whatever. He was on the way to a job interview, and she started a fight with him before he left for the job interview.
Yep.
And made him late. And it was, I was like, she's afraid that if he gets his stuff together to the point to where they ain't, couch surfing at relatives' house during the day and sometimes just sleeping in the car at night. She was afraid that if he get back on his feet, then he was gonna be able to leave her. So she wanted to hold him. She wanted to hold him there in hobo status with her, just so So I do understand exactly what you mean on that. Low end theory in the building says an 8 with trash poon is really a 5. Attraction and desire are two different things.
How trash can poon be? How trash can poon be that it can take a 8 to a 5? Like her poon would have to be a 2. It would have to be to make 5 the median. I don't see. Here's the thing. Poon isn't that trash. The worst poon is not really awful, and I had 2 that was dysmorphic. However, the worst cannot be that awful to where it takes an 8 down from her 8ness. It just doesn't. This is something that we say, and I do it too, granted, when I get shot down by an extraordinarily attractive woman, and I do, when that happens, I do look at a feature that I dislike and I magnify it in my mind to make myself feel better about the loss. I do.
So even though she a 9, you'll just be like, so what, bitch? That's why your toe next to the big toe is a whole quarter of an inch longer than the big toe, bitch.
Exactly.
You just come up with something like that.
Exactly. That makes me feel better. Now, I don't say it to her unless it's like an atomic rejection or she getting disrespectful. I had, did some tongue lashing on chicks like that, back in the day. But no, I think it because it makes me feel better. I am the person to say, hey, fuck Rihanna's forehead, and then tell myself I didn't want to bite her ass anyway, but I did, and this is something I tell myself. See, I think that this may be a case of you saying that if you get shot down by an 8, you say, oh, but the poon was trash. Nope. You want to find out exactly how trash that 8 poon is.
In low end theory, you come back with another one. Says bad sex is bad sex. Okay.
I get it, but it's not going to take an 8 to a 5.
That's true.
It's not.
I've had sex with a woman that was I would put in the 8 category. This particular woman, well, I mean, not the only one that I would put in the 8 category, but this particular woman that I'm talking about, I would definitely put her in the 8 category. And she was not good at sex. This particular woman, she wasn't. It was weird. She it's like she had a body out of this world. Like she was one of those chicks when she stood up, it was like a natural arc in her back, but when she got in position, it's like it was just hunched over. It's like it was weird. And she mm-hmm. I mean, it was so much that was just weird that I can't even explain it. But yeah, I mean,
but did it bring her down to a 5?
No, because there was one woman who I was like, I'm about to mess with her on a drought. This woman was probably she was below a 5. I'll go ahead and be honest. This was one of those ones when I was taking all comers. Her stuff was gushing, just squirting and all over the place. Just like, god damn, like it was, the whole bed was wet. Like I still would rather have sex with that with the more drier 8, just from just the physical look of her body.
Yes.
The physical look of her face and seeing her face, that pretty face ball up when it moaned. I would rather see that than the gushy the gushy 4 or 3 or whatever the hell she was. It just is what it is. So no, her sex, bad sex don't bring an 8 down to a 5. I think that's more of guys trying to justify being with an unattractive woman. But that head game though, that I think
I agree.
That's more of what that is.
I agree. I think it's in that category of, and that's why I said that, it's just a thing that we tell ourselves when we don't have that 8 handy. It's like, oh, but this, oh, but that, I got this 5, but her sex is great. I think it's just one of those things that we give ourselves comfort. But and that is a lie that I tell to myself. I don't tell it to others. I tell it to myself.
Yeah.
I tell it to myself immediately after rejection. This is what makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I'm lying to myself, and I don't know if I'm not smart enough to lie to myself or too smart to believe it. But deep down, I know that this is just something I'm telling myself. And if I were to say it to her, I think that she probably would know too. Like, and she could just test it, be like, okay, here's my number. And then I just go back and say, yeah, sorry about the shit I said. Like, see, you still want this pussy. Like, I think they know that too. Like, she's like, oh, really? Fuck you. I'm ugly. You talking about my toes? I was going to give you my number. Oh, I was just joking. Like, oh, okay. Then she could say, yeah, that's what I thought.
All right.
You was mentioning before about being afraid to approach the 9s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't count rejection from the extraordinarily attractive. I don't count that as rejection.
Okay. I've always just
Harvard. Like, do you feel like a dumbass if you don't get into Harvard? Like, it's not really rejection at that point, is it? Like, is it really rejection?
No, I agree with you that it's not rejection. It just was the way I operated. Like the way I operated when I was, really out there, it was, if I receive some type of choosing signal, then I approached. I would that's how I operate. I'm not saying that's the best method. I'm not making a case for that. I've heard a lot of people make really good arguments that don't care. You shouldn't care about choosing signals at all. You just walk up and approach. You just take an attempt at the goal. I'm not. That's probably the best way to do it. I'm just saying the way I did it is based off what I got choosing signals from, and I think that's how most guys do it, and that's why going back to the whole stay in your lane argument, I thought that was bogus. I thought that was a way to just try to try to take away from manosphere talking points, or try to it was a way to try to deflect from good points that the people in the manosphere, particularly Obsidian, was making, to try to say, oh well, you just got to stay in your lane. But no, one can make a case that Obsidian don't stay in his lane. Somebody could make that case, but most guys do stay in their lane, because I said it once, I'll say it again. For most men, staying in your lane means having a sex life or not having a sex life. And seeing as we really want a sex life, we're going to stay in our lane. That's just how it is. So in that sense, I more or less did stay in my lane, and I know more or less what the lane was of women that gave me choosing signals. Now, on a good day with my collar popped, when I'm looking good and feeling fresh, and I'm picking up some signals from some chicks that normally don't look my way. All right, let me move over in this lane. I must got a fresh lineup today. Something working for me. Let me slide over into this lane. But I know where my lane normally was, and then sometimes I would succeed over in that lane. Now, somebody an advanced game dude would say, no, you should never look at it like that. You should always just go for the top, and take what you get. But that was just how I operated in what I did. And so because of that, approaching 9s and 10s, no, I just didn't do it.
The game dudes that I know of in the black manosphere, at least, they promote the bike lane. They never really.
What is the bike lane?
The bike lane is the slowest of all lanes.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, I never really see them promote, go for the top, go for the 9, go for the fast lane, drive on the Autobahn. I never really hear them say that. It's always church pussy, weeble wobbles, and, old bitches. Like, they never really. Yeah, I disagree with you on that point, that the game.
All right, well, maybe I was just looking at. I know I do believe, if I don't want to misquote him, but I do believe Lucario has basically said something along the lines of, you don't know what a woman likes, don't assume she don't like you. Go talk. I'm paraphrasing horribly, but you should just go shoot your shot with confidence, and then see what happens, because you never know. Looks are subjective. So just go for it and make it happen. Something along those lines. This woman that you think is a 10, maybe a 6 to somebody else. It's subjective. So just don't even worry about that. Whatever you think is attractive, shoot for it. That's more or less what I've heard him say. You are right. There is a sector of people that will try to criticize somebody, say, I'm messing with fat bitches, and in the next stream they promoting fat bitches. So yeah. I know what you're talking about, and I know who you're talking about. Let's just say
okay. Like, but yeah, it's as far as the more attractive women, don't really mind getting shot down by them. I'm with Lucario on that. Like, why not shoot your shot at them? Even if they're saturated with male attention, because nowadays the unattractive women are saturated too. So why not? And I hate. And this happened to me a lot. Because in junior high, I had low self-esteem for a number of reasons, but primarily because I was a nerd. I still am a nerd, but was a nerd, and that image wasn't really promoted at the time or anything. And so I didn't really go for what I should have been going for in junior high. And later in life, I was like, okay, so what do you really? Your lights went off or something?
Oh no, I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay. I was playing around with cameras and stuff.
Yeah, no worries. So, I regret that. I regret that feeling of what if. What if, not 16, junior high was like to 14 or something like that. But
Okay.
I always said, like, what if? Like, I hated that feeling. I hated that feeling of not knowing. I hated going home and thinking about, oh man, I should have got at her, but I didn't because of blah blah blah. So I made it a point to never really. That feeling was worse than the actual rejection. That's the point I want. That feeling, that what if feeling, is worse to me than the actual rejection. At least with the actual rejection, I know. And even after that, I still got that what if feeling from for a number of reasons. Like, I give a perfect example, right? I'm maybe like 17, 18. I'm at a gas station and I see a beauty, a PYT with an older dude, right? And I was like, dang, I really want to get at this chick, but that could be her dad or something like that, or that could be whoever. For all I know, that could be her dude, right? I was like, but she's bad as hell, right? I was like, I'm gonna wait for this nigga to go into the gas station store to, pay for the gas, and then I'm gonna do it. But
That was dirty.
oh, was I that dude to pop at a chick while the dad was gone for like 10 seconds,
As soon as he
to
buy
pay the
that
gas?
wine, you just creep up from behind.
Pretty much, pretty much. But and then there was, of course, the physical intimidation that you have from like grown ass men and shit. And yeah, how's that dirty macking when it's her fucking dad? Why you gotta
Okay, I wasn't paying attention not to the dad part. I actually wasn't paying attention to that part. I thought it was a dude she was with.
No, the point is, I didn't know who it was at the time. I didn't know who it was.
Right. You didn't
Yeah,
know if she was a young
but
chick with an older dude or if she was with her dad.
yeah, but no, if I were to approach, I didn't approach, but I would ask. That's not dirty macking. Stop using words like
Yeah,
that.
actually, waiting for the dad to go into the bathroom was the right thing in that situation, because you never know. That could be just some serious age gap dating going on, and now you've offended him and really just insulted their whole little relationship. You just y'all ain't supposed to be together. Let me just go on and move in. It's
Exactly.
it's like I forgot. I heard somebody say, I can't remember who it was. They said that guys will hit on her when she out with her gay friend and her gay male friend, and she would be like, "Well, dang, how you know I wasn't with him?" And they like, like, nah.
Now that's dirty macking.
But no, he looked clearly gay.
Oh,
That wasn't dirty macking.
It's dirty macking if he's not gay. But yeah, if he's sitting there, with a rainbow shirt on, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got his hair fried, dyed, and laid to the side. I think you're free to go and holler at the chickie with. I mean.
Okay.
But anyway.
But I mean, the moral of the story was, she went into the gas station with him, and then when he came out, he said, "I see you looking at my niece. Go ahead and say something," And then I froze, but he gave me an invitation to hit on his niece. But I froze, and then but the feeling of regret, I hated that more than if I had actually got at her in front of her uncle and got shot down in front of her uncle. I hated that. I hated that feeling of what if more than than that. That would have been the worst case scenario. I shot my shot and got shot down, and the uncle watching, and he goes and drinks and tell her father and whomever else.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think you cracked under pressure of just.
I did crack under pressure because like the pressure of the
you
uncle
wanted to
go ahead and shoot the shot right now.
Yeah, you want it to happen semi-organically, or at least make it look like that, but with an audience watching, holler at her right now, and he just sitting there watching.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just pump my gas while you try to get that ass. Like, that's awkward.
Yeah, I would have definitely fumbled in that situation too. I would have fumbled in that situation all day. That's just weird.
But that's just weird. But like Nick Penn said, I would rather get rejected than to have that feeling. I would much rather get rejected than to just be like, dang, what if I would have said this, what if I would have said, what if I would have did this? And it's a horrible feeling. Rejection is much better. That's why the 9-10 thing don't really, because like, hey, I'll take a rejection from 9-10.
Right on, right on. We got Pablo Fresh Cobar in the building. What's going on, Pablo?
What's up, man? And Game Changer, no, it's not Dirty Mackin if it's like her dad or an uncle or no, it's not. Sorry, I didn't catch the whole part of that. But yeah. You good.
Yeah.
Bernard.
Go for it.
What up, Pablo?
I knew you were triggered by my video. I
was triggered by that title, man, because
that's the purpose of it.
But hold on, it's people who are card-carrying chubby chasers who will say they like them fat and will advertise that fat girls got the best pussy. They are categorically different than me.
No, see, that's where you're wrong. See, because when you listen to my video, you'll understand why you and Fantastic are the same Negro.
No, we're not.
Even though your taste is slightly different, they all roads lead to Damascus. All roads on the brick house train lead to fat girls. So you got to watch it in its entirety. I know you're doing the show right now, but when you finish, go on over there and watch it in its entirety, and then you'll understand. Because see, the women, although you can tell the difference between the girl with the nice waist-hip ratio and all of that stuff, the women of the community don't see it that way.
This is true. Right. A lot of big girls don't know that they're big.
No. They figure if you're not 110 pounds, if they figure there's no difference between them and Buffy the Body. Well, I weigh 175 pounds, and so does she. So they figure it's good.
Yeah.
That's where you and Fantastic go off the rail. So I have to, Plus, I like tweaking y'all. I like y'all, so I like.
Yeah. You like triggering me. I'm starting to see that right now, Pablo. I'm starting to see that. But I did concede the point that being involved in just the lingo of it creates the atmosphere of of nothing wrong with them being fat. I get that. Nick, hold on, real quick. Nick Penn in the building. He says a lot of women I notice respect me even more after shooting my shot, even though they may have a boyfriend. I can tell they still would want me by their body language. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Definitely appreciate you. Damn, what was I gonna say? Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. But no, I will watch the video. I will watch the video and see if how much slander was put on my name. I will watch. Go ahead, Pablo.
Obsidian has last night he was on his show and saying, well, why can't the ladies just be honest about wanting, the select girls? Why don't they just be honest with them? And so on the flip side, I'm saying, why don't the brothers just be honest? Say, look, man, we like big booty Brenda. We like it like that. And if it generates a bunch of fatty McFatters, then it's okay. We accept it. Just be honest. Just tell them.
I don't know who you're asking to be honest, because a lot of guys, the conversation can be had because the guys who like them big, or at least pretend to like them big, they're boldly saying it.
Okay.
So I don't even know who you asking to be honest right there.
Fat, that the girls are fat. They say, no, she's not fat. No. Look, man, just be honest. Just be honest, man. I like seeing all that shit move. I like watching it jiggle. I like the craters in the ass. I like that.
Well, I think what they're doing, Pablo, is the opposite of what I'm doing. Like when I get rejected, I look for a flaw to make myself feel better. I think when they get accepted, they look for a plus to make themselves feel better. So when they get accepted by a girl who's overweight, and they look for a plus, and that plus is almost always the booty. Even if she don't have one, they'll say, yeah, but she got booty though. Or if she don't, and it's obvious that she don't, they'll say that she got good pussy, which is very subjective and something that only the person who's been intimate with her would know.
Right.
So, they're looking for a plus to justify the action, just like I look for a minus to justify the inaction.
Gotcha.
Now, well, you want to go to Melody, or because I want to say something real quick?
Oh, well, no, go ahead and say that. We'll go to Melody next.
Okay, so somebody in the chat room said, I want to keep a high ratio. I don't give a fuck about ratio. I don't know what my success ratio is or what. I really could care less. I don't know why anybody cares about that at all, ever. That's just me. Like if I have like a 99% fail ratio with 9s and above, I'm like, yes, I got that 1% 9, and I'm happy. I don't care. I'm not going to just go at 3s and 4s just to bring my overall ratio up. Fuck that. No, I don't care. I don't care about a ratio. It's just a number, like, yeah, it's attractive pussy on my dick. That is the whole purpose of it. It's not a game. See, you've been talking to game dudes. It's not a game. It's not a game. Winning beats losing. What are you winning? What's the prize? You look at the prize before you consider winning, motherfucker. Listen, you that dude that eat a box of nasty ass Cracker Jacks for the prize. It's not a matter of that. It's not. It's the prize is you're supposed to evaluate the prize before you do something. You don't just say, oh, I won, and then you get a shit piece of paper that says you're a winner. Fuck out of here. No, it's the prize. It's the quality of the prize. You can't play on easy mode just to say, oh yes, I won. What, you want to be the champion of tic-tac-toe or Chinese chess? It's the size of the trophy. It's how shiny the trophy is. It's not give a fuck about ratio.
But what if she's a beautiful big girl? Then what? What if her face is on?
That's a contradiction in terms.
Big girl.
That's a contradiction in terms. Big women don't have faces. What the fuck? Just like a snowman don't have a face. It's just a blob that sits on top of the other two blobs. That's what big women is. Like how who's looking at a big woman's face?
A lot of people. You'll be surprised, GC.
No, that goes back to what I was saying, Melody. That when they get accepted by something, they're looking for pluses, which means that they're looking for the eyes and like, oh yeah, she's big, but look at her eyelashes or some crap like that. That's why big girls paint their nails. I don't give a fuck. Like, no, once you're big, everything else don't matter. Everything else don't matter. It's like, it's like being a smart retarded. It don't really matter. It's like, what if he's a midget, but he's a tall midget? It don't matter. You're not going to get into the NBA. You can't sit here. You are disqualified. You don't measure midgets. You just understand that they're going to be small. And same with big girls. You don't look at big women's face.
So can I just ask the panel a question?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think these guys actually like big girls, or that's all they can get?
I think that the environment has been so deluged with obesity that they Jedi mind trick themselves into saying that women that are fat are not fat.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they're quote unquote thick. They're whatever. That includes my current host.
Oh my goodness! Come on, man. Why you
putting him on blast, Bernard?
Why you keep trying to put slander?
We just need to be honest.
My name.
Let's just be honest. Be honest. You like all that ass. You do.
I know I do like a lot of ass.
Okay. No, but stop saying it's not fat. No, it's fat, dude. Come on. Be honest. It's okay. It's all right.
When I say I like a lot of ass, I'm not talking about the woman in the thumbnail.
It doesn't, Bernard. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Like what?
Hey.
So
Like I don't
Where do you stop it? Where do you stop? Okay, so is Buffy the body?
I like my gentleman Jack Daniels frequently, but I don't go to meetings. It's okay.
Okay, so
Buffy the body is fat, Bernard. Let's be honest.
Okay, no, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping if y'all saying Buffy the body is fat. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. I'll go ahead and pull that up. I'll go ahead and pull her up.
Okay.
Y'all are tripping if y'all are saying that this woman is fat. Yeah. Y'all are being. Hold on, let me just pull it up.
Okay.
It's not one of these pizza chicks, is it? These chicks that be one pizza away.
She has a nice shape, GC, but it's fat. Just because you have thick thighs and a big butt.
The fat hit in the ass and the thighs is all right. Sorry. No.
Where's I'm trying to get away from the recent pictures of her. Her old ones.
Now you don't want the recent ones. You want the old ones. See, that's the problem right there.
I'm sorry.
That can be a problem. No, that I already admitted that can be a problem. If you're liking them thick, then they get older, and then it's going to be you're going to run into issues. Yeah, I know. I already said that you're going to run into issues.
Like my
uncle talking about Buffy the Body when she was what she was. She became a household name. That Buffy the Body. If you think that that's fat and don't find that attractive, I mean, in my mind, in my eyes, I say you're tripping. I just do.
Exactly.
Well, can you pull up a picture, Bernard?
That's what I'm trying to do that right now as we speak.
You're proving that point. The cultural leaning of the community lends itself to fat women. You guys refuse to be honest and just say, you know what? Yes, they were fat then. It just looked good.
So, Melody, do you think that women with pretty faces have a little leeway that they should be able to put on a few and it'd be okay?
I think so. I think if they have a really pretty face, they get away with a lot of things. It's that pretty privilege. But no, she's not fat.
You're no longer pretty. But you're no longer pretty if you're fat.
That's not. I don't think that's true, GC.
Pretty privilege does not apply to fat women. That's why those fat chicks was in the B squad of the cheerleaders at Alabama State University. They don't say, but look at my face though, and then they get in with the regular cheerleaders. Nope, they don't. They got to go into the back of the bus. They are in the fat girl squad.
Yeah, but you put ugly fat chicks and pretty fat chicks in the same category?
They're in the category of fat chicks. Like, does it matter? They're also in the category of men. They're in the category of people with, the HIV. They're in a category of people that I won't fuck. So, yeah, they're in the same category.
All right. So going back to the Buffy the Body situation, Pablo, if the argument that you're making is that if we like this right here, hopefully everybody can see that.
Yeah, I see it.
Just damn, see it ain't looking exactly great because Google do something weird when you pull up pictures. You can try to zoom in and then the picture gets smaller when you try to work the zoom. I'll try and see if it do that weird thing that it do. And yeah, it's doing it. But okay, wait, hold on. I probably can find that picture over. Okay, it's right here and it's right here. I don't know how well y'all seeing it, but if you think, listen, if you want to criticize me for liking that, I will take all that criticism. I will.
Okay,
that's nothing to criticize.
Well, and what I'm saying to you is because we have a cultural leaning towards exactly that you can't then turn around when you end up with Lizzo because it lends itself to Lizzo. White men, Asian men, and I can't say about the Latina brothers because they like all that ass too. They do. But see, they will tell you that is fat and they don't want it. And what it does, it puts a check on the size of the women to where they're striving for a higher level. It's like I told you. If you want to play in the NBA, you need to be playing in high school, in middle school. You need to be playing against high school ballers in middle school.
Right. Okay.
Well,
now, like I said, that's an argument. That's an argument that I can accept.
Why
the argument that you're making when just say, okay, just admit you like fat girls, and that's not accurate. That doesn't line up with what the reality of what we're seeing and what we're talking about when we're talking
But
about
what I'm trying to get you to understand is if
when
you go
sensible men like myself are saying that I like women with a lot of ass, and then I show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then you try to still lump that in and say Lizzo, then like that's where you're making a bad argument, Pablo.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
fair
messed
Pablo.
up,
I will say
Bernard. I
that's a
got them
threat.
mixed up. Her and Pinky. She's not fat. I'm thinking
Who's
of Pinky.
Pinky?
remember
It's a
remember how
slippery
Pinky
slope.
was,
Yeah, her old pictures. Yeah, she
and
had a nice body.
and look at Pinky now. See,
Who y'all
you
talking about? The porn
can't
star?
Yeah,
you
she
can't
looks horrible.
you can't collectively want brick houses and expect them to stay brick houses. That's not how it works. You gotta want them to be sweet and petite, and then you'll get Buffy the Body. But you can't ask for Buffy the Body now. You gotta ask for sweet and petite now.
Nah, Buffy the Body has a nice waist from the first picture Bernard showed. So
What
I
Buffy the
mean,
Body look like
okay. So here's the thing, Pablo. I'm with you. I'm with you to the extent that it is a slippery slope, and far too many brothers just fall off of it. I'll admit that part definitely. I wouldn't put that on Bernard, judging by what I've seen with Buffy.
Look at Buffy's old picture. Right there, she's fat with the blue shirt on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say the first picture. If going by Bernard's first picture, if that was his representation, like when he closed his eyes and you say Buffy the Body, like that's what comes to his brain, the first picture, then no, he's not going off that slippery slope. But it is a slippery slope, and a lot of brothers do go off of it. They fall off.
my thing is don't get on the slope. Don't get on the slope because you will ski down the mountain. So so that's my problem with the communitized law. Now I'm standing on my square. You can go look at my video and maybe you'll understand it better.
No, I understand what you're saying. You're making two different arguments. One of them is good, and one of them is bad.
And
The argument that if you like her right there in that blue, which I do, I do, ain't nothing wrong with that there. But so if you like that, by a lot of men liking that, you're creating the environment that's going to produce also a lot of Lizzos. So
yeah,
in that sense, you're contributing to the problem of
yes,
black women being overweight,
yes,
a black woman becoming Lizzo.
it's your fault.
However, that whole just admit you like Lizzo, that's where
Yeah,
you're going. That's where you're going off the rails.
Wait, whoa. The women gotta admit that they like Tupac with a Harvard degree. You gotta admit you like Lizzo because you like Buffy the Body. It's same.
That's not. That's where you're making a bad argument, Pablo. Well, hold on, real quick. Shout out to Nick Penn. Shout out to Nick Penn. He says this is money toward the building fund. This is money toward the building your studio. I love the upgrades, brother. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Also, shout out to who we got in here. Son is Hot Rod back in the building. He says, Bernard, look up a YouTube comedian. I'm so sunny. Every woman on planet Earth should strive to have her body and accept nothing less. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I will try to look that up on the air. But yeah.
But no,
right.
Did she have a BBL?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Did she have a Brazilian butt lift?
No, she's old school. She's from 2004, back before this type of body became, popular. Like that's when she blew up. She blew up before all that became popular. She's part of the one, her blowing up, and this is just what they said. Her being, dark skinned it, and just not just, she's not ugly by any stretch to me, but she's not, she ain't no beauty queen in the face either. So just off ass alone, she became just ass, flat stomach, hip to waist ratio alone. She became the most popular, no talent having it girl. So the fact that somebody could blow up like that just off that body alone, I do believe, and a lot of people made the case that she's the one that sparked that whole movement where they just like, we got to figure out how to get a body like that. If her, average in the face and, stereotypically, not what, they claim that men want, the lighter skin, exotical, racially ambiguous chick. No, she's a non-negotiably Black American, ADOS, dark-skinned chick who off the strength of just her body alone, she blew up to the ranks and outclassed or surpassed everybody in terms of being on the cover of these magazines, like what you see right here. She killed it. She killed the game.
Yeah, she looks good.
And so it is believed that she was the one that started it all. So no, she didn't have no surgery, because those surgeries wasn't really even a thing back when she blew up and came on the map, got on the map. So yeah, so no, she was. So no, it's all legit with her. It's all legit with her.
Bernard, if I can finish my thought real quick. So the sisters aren't saying they want dudes running around knocking off liquor stores when they say they want big dick energy. They're not saying that. They're saying, oh, I want a guy with some swag and some style and, with a little street edge with that big dick energy, right? The select fuckboy, the starter pack. But see, that is also a slippery slope. So to me, it's all one and the same. You and the thick girls, them and the big dick energy. It all goes together.
Melody, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you prefer big dick energy or big dick?
Big dick.
Yeah. I think they just want the big dick.
That's part of the trying to assess the energy, is trying to figure out if he has what they're looking for beforehand, because there's no way to know until it's about to go down. That's the only true way you're going to truly find out. So they try to assess it in advance. So I mean, but yeah.
Well, on Melody's show, they just show it.
Oh yeah, Bernard, have you seen that?
No.
Guys are pulling out their penis.
Well, don't say it because it'll encourage it. But yeah, she gets flashers.
Yeah.
What you doing over there, Mel?
Huh?
What are you doing?
You mean people will just hop on your stream and just whip it out?
Mm-hmm. All the time. The last guy, he hopped on and jerked off. It was really bad.
So like, what do you do when that happened? Do you like just end your stream, or you what?
Usually I end it or I like edit it out, but it happens every single stream.
Not every stream.
Well, no, almost every stream. Yeah.
That is crazy. I was not aware of this phenomenon.
So be careful.
Be careful. What you telling me to be careful for?
I'm saying there's trolls out there.
There's flashers in the stream. There's flashers in the sphere. Is what she's saying.
Yeah. Okay.
They may not be as eager to flash you, but
yeah, that's why I'm like, I think I'm good. I don't. Well, I mean, yeah. That's a you problem, Melody. I don't think I don't have that issue. They ain't trying to. That just threw me off bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I didn't know that was going on. Like, I wouldn't even let that dude up, who I don't know why he liked to come on streams and be on an exercising bike. I probably seen him on a couple streams. I'm like, dude, you can't. You got to sit your ass down somewhere if you want to come up here and have a conversation. But I get rid of the weirdness. But yeah. That's threw me off bad. But anyway.
But no, I think that women want the big dick versus the energy. There are a lot of guys who try to like, okay, maybe if I do this, maybe if I have real long hair, she'll think my dick's big. Like, there are guys who do stuff like that, or they just, try to mimic the actual big dickedness without having a big dick. Like, stop trying to go around it. Stop trying to, if I present myself like a big dick, then perhaps they will treat me as if it is. They are eventually going to find out.
But my thing is this. They're missing a lot of the big dicks, because a lot of the big dicks, you know, aren't quote unquote having big dick energy. They just got regular guy energy.
This is true.
Facts.
This is true. So,
So
Melody, look for a regular guy, and maybe he'll surprise you.
Let's hope so.
Maybe you'll get a surprise. Who knows? But I want to talk
I
about
just want to say the last like 30 seconds was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Real quick, before you go, before you say what you was about to say, Game Changer. Big Magda Fisher in the building. He says, "Is the goddess avatar of the no talent video vixen?" Oh, no, I'm sorry. He said Buffy is the goddess avatar of the no talent video vixen. Her body type unshred in the age of valuing only looks and lack of character. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I think I understand what he was trying to say right there. My monitor, I got to bring my monitor closer because I can barely read what's on the screen. But oh shit. Go ahead, Pablo or Game Changer, whichever one of y'all was about to say something. I got to step away for a second.
You got it, Pablo. Or did you have something?
no, you go ahead, Game Changer.
See, I want to talk about this rate thing that the brother brought up earlier. Like, you know, men being concerned with their ratio. Fellas, don't concern you. That's what makes it a game. It's not a game. It's not a contest where you're trying to prove something to the next man about, you know, your ratio, or, you know, it's really about personal happiness and gratification. You know, it tells me if you're focused on your ratio, your success ratio with women, you're really more focused on how and if you can impress men versus how you can please yourself in the vagina of attractive women. That should be your primary and really sole focus. I don't really understand this obsession with, you know, I want to have a better or higher ratio than the next man. I don't. Maybe you can help with that, Pablo.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of back in the day when I was in high school before everybody had a cell phone. We would go to the party and we would see how many numbers we could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the night, we say, "How many did you get?" "Well, I got 6, or I got 5, or whatever." We would just, you know, pull out our numbers, you know. But
Now, in your day, and to a lesser extent my day, that made sense because almost all numbers were valuable.
right,
However, don't do that crap now, especially if you're grown.
yeah,
You know, because you like, does it really count if you get a bunch of numbers from a bunch of undesirable women? Like, you know, like, yeah, you know, I just hit up the geriatric ward and I got 80 numbers and you only got 6. It's like, yes, I got 6. Not like, you know, there's a quality factor. There's a quality factor there, and it's just too much. Like, you know, you're trying to me, you're just trying to make yourself happy with the numbers that you call. It's not really a matter of impressing the other dudes. And I remember what you're talking about from that scene on the wood. You know, he only got the one, but because her quality was, you know, top notch, apparently, you know, because her quality was top notch, they gave him the dollar at the end of the night, you know. So yeah, there's levels to it, but at the end of the day, this is a junior high game. You know, when you're a grown man, it's not a game, it's a matter of personal sexual gratification.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who had next? Was Melody? Were you trying to say something? I had to walk away. I forgot who was.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, no. Pablo was trying to jump in. I don't know if Pablo got to say what he had to say.
good. I see we got Obsidian up here.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna pass the mic to Obsidian then, who's the reason for this stream. He did a good stream last night where he went off on the subject of do men like the women that like them, and so I decided to do a little piggyback follow-up, give my 2 cents on that with Game Changer as well. Shout out to Officer Faulkner in the building. Woo! Shout out to Officer Faulkner. But yeah, so I decided to give my 2 cents on that, but definitely got to shout out Obsidian for the stream he did last night, which definitely prompted this. Lil Big Nate says, who is that on the bottom left? That is Jonathan Barronville on the bottom left of the screen. I don't got the names right there visible right now. But and also Son is Hot Rod back in the building. says that's her YouTube page, fella. I have no. Oh, that's the chick who you said every woman should try to strive to have her body. The I am so sunny chick. There it is, right there. You can check that out if you would like. Says that's her YouTube page. Enjoy, fellas. Also, we got Insane One in the building. Says AOL Instant Messenger, AIM. Then Facebook hit when it was colleges only. Ric Flair. Woo! Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. All right. Passing the mic to the old man who went in on this topic last night. You got the floor. You got the mic. Oh, and I muted you up, so you got to start over. Okay, going to the old man. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Hey, Bernard, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
All right. To answer Game Changer's question first, boys will be boys. You asked why do guys, are so obsessive about competing against each other? We compete against each other over everything. You ever heard of the dick measuring contest, pissing contest? That's what boys do. Boys will be boys. I see nothing wrong with that. That means you're a healthy male when you want to compete against other male.
The operative word being boy, though, Obsidian, like,
Men compete. Okay. That's what men do. We compete on everything. It's healthy. It's unhealthy for a man not to want to compete. That's unhealthy. Men compete. My babe is better than your babe. She's hotter than your babe. My car is better than your car. I make more money than you. I have more status than you.
I know, but hold on. But Obsidian, the thing that they're competing about is I want my numbers and percentages up. So his thing isn't
that too.
No, wait, hold on. His thing isn't I drive a better car than you. I got more money than you. His thing is I have sex with more ugly bitches than you. That's really what he was saying.
In Black American society, so this is where we got to put our sociological cap on. Shout out to Elijah Anderson. In Black American society, and here I cite Code of the Street, Elijah Anderson. I cite Streetwise, Elijah Anderson. Both those books came out in the 1990s. He talked about, adaptations that urban Black Americans, poor Black Americans made in order to cope with the ravages of racism and so forth, and poverty and privation and so forth. So while Game Changer, and I don't disagree with them, wouldn't look at that as something to be proud of, it nevertheless is an outgrowth of the male desire to compete. They're just competing over substandard women, but they're still competing.
Okay, here's the thing. There is a limit to if and when you should compete. Like, I don't get into fancy car competitions with Floyd Mayweather, nor would I get into a boxing competition with him. Nor would I get on a handsome nigga competition with, Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan. There are limits to that. Now, what the internet is doing is it's not putting a cap on it. So you have a bunch of guys out there who really just say, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of ugly bitches, and then I'm going to go online and look for competition.
Well,
which is beyond that healthy thing. It's beyond the thing that Pablo described as a bunch of guys, relatively even getting together, a bunch of young guys, relatively even getting together and say, okay, we're going to compete in this particular forum, closed forum, for who gets the most numbers. Is completely different than, I am going to compete with, and then you're trying to cherry pick the person you compete with. Like, oh, I'm going to compete with Lil Wayne to see who's the handsomer motherfucker, or I'm going to have a tall man competition with Obsidian. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, you mentioned Floyd Mayweather and a few other famous people, and you're right. There is a limit to everything. And what we're talking about here is context. Why would Game Changer, for example, attempt to compete with Floyd Mayweather? I mean, in the world of boxing, that would go outside of classes, weight classes. This is about context. So you're talking about the internet. Black men coming to the internet to, have a dick measuring contest over substandard women to compete. This is what I would say to you, Game Changer. You're right. You wouldn't try to have a dick measuring contest with Floyd Mayweather. So, and you wouldn't even consider it wouldn't even be in your mind to think about that. And rightly so. My question is, why is it in your mind to think about men who are clearly not in the same class as you, concerned about women that you wouldn't want anyway?
Because they're really degrading the quality. It's kind of like what Pablo said. Okay, so you mentioned like fancy car competition. Who benefits from a culture that has fancy car competition? The car dealers. So if we create a culture where we have ugly bitch competition, guess who benefits from the ugly bitch competition culture? The ugly bitches. Guess who benefits from having a fat bitch competition? Or who could get the most fat bitch competition? The fat bitches. So the reason why we have so many fat bitches is because guys are just trying to get their numbers up. They're trying to see who can get the most attention from any woman possible. And instead of for them competing with us like they should be trying to out treadmill the next bitch to get to my dick. But instead of for doing that, they're getting fatter and fatter and fatter. Why? Because they're not competing with each other. We are. I'm saying that we as men, we need to grow up and grow past that. And it's not a matter of determining the level of who to compete with. I don't compete with anybody with my dick. This is my dick. Like Bernard, I'm not gonna meet Bernard because Bernard and I talk in the back chat. I don't talk to Bernard in the back chat and say, "Hey, my girl is hotter than yours" or some shit like that. I just don't do that because Bernard's cool people. He's not a competition. I'm not trying to bring him down or anything like that. It's about doing the best for yourself, not to down put the next man.
Okay. My response to that is, so you guys have watched the ASU Honeybees Homecoming. I call it the ASU Honeybees Big Fat Homecoming. That's what I call it. Mm-hmm. But you saw the tape. Okay. So yeah. Alabama State University is an HBCU. It's located in Montgomery, Alabama. We know that Alabama is the 7th fattest state in the union. It's also the 7th blackest state in the union. And it's also one of the brokest black male states in the union. I cite Wikipedia, blackdemographics.com, and the other stat is from, oh Lord, I misplaced it. But in any event, those are my stats for two of the factoids I just stated. Okay. So I think it's fair to say, with those facts in place, also, according to the U.S. News and World Report, ASU ranks a lowly 70th among its peers in regional universities overall, regional southern universities overall, 22 among HBCUs. It doesn't even crack the top 20. So, with all of these facts, plus what we actually saw on tape, I'll be goddamn before I go to Alabama to try to pick up any women. I'm not going there. Be that on the street or on the college campus. I'm not going there. Because those women are literally beneath me. I'm not concerned about what those women do down there because I already know the guys down there are not on my level. I'm going to go to Northwestern, MIT, Stanford, Columbia, Princeton, University of Pennsylvania. That's where I'm going to go to shoot my shot. I'm not concerned with ASU. That's the way I look at it. If those guys want to have that, knock yourself out, brother. Go for it.
But what about competition?
I ain't going there.
But what about competition?
I'll compete against the guys at MIT. I'll compete against the guys at Stanford. I will compete against the guys at the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School. I'll compete against the guys at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern. I'll compete against the guys in the economics department at the University of Chicago. I'll compete against the guys on the campus of Columbia University. That's where I'll go.
Okay,
and I'll compete against them.
This is new and interesting what you're saying. You're going to compete with MIT students in what realm?
I didn't say MIT students. I said MIT. There are alum associations.
Excuse me. You're going to compete with MIT alum for what?
For the women that are there.
So, if I'm not understanding this properly, your goal is to go to like a reunion or a homecoming for MIT that's
Or
designed for
Columbia,
their alum, or
or
Columbia,
Columbia,
or Columbia.
or
That
Princeton.
no, no, bear with me, bear with me. So you're going to go to a top tier university um, event with no invitation and compete for the women there?
I've actually been to such events, and I actually know how they work. You can go to an event, for example. You can go to a prominent sports bar where they have a get together where their team is playing a D1 football game, and you can chat the ladies up there. It's not closed. It's not a closed private event. It's public.
Yeah. Okay. What if the ladies say, "Who the fuck are you and why are you here?"
That never happened to me. That's never happened to me. I've been there.
Okay.
That's never happened to me. Have you ever done it?
Have you ever went to MIT to look for chicks? No.
Okay, I've actually gone to top tier university events. Never happened to me. But I can.
Okay.
But I would surmise. But I would surmise that something like that might happen to me at ASU.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, we had. I get your reasoning for not wanting to go to Alabama State University. We have party schools here on the West Coast, of course. And
Yeah, you got Pepperdine out there.
yeah, we have Stanford as well. But you know, I didn't go to either to look for females. I did go to the party schools to look for females, and you know, I didn't get that. You know, what the fuck are you doing here?
Real quick, as an HBCU alumni myself, I can say with pretty good certainty that you won't find any honeybees at Howard, Hampton, Tuskegee, North Carolina A&T, or FAMU. There are no honeybees there. Matter of fact, my brother's alma mater, Virginia State University, is known for a group called the Woo Woo Girls. You can look them up right here on YouTube. Look up the Woo Woo Girls. They are Virginia State University's cheerleaders. They are famous amongst HBCUs for being the baddest of the baddies. The Woo Woo Girl.
All right. Number 16 in the building. Number 16 in the building says, doubt he would get play from the Community College of Philadelphia. Get out of go number 16.
Oh, he's speaking about me. I've never been trolling for chicks at the Community College of Philadelphia. I don't have to. I can go to University of Pennsylvania and do it.
Obsidian, don't respond. Don't even respond to that. You know, number 16 is trolling.
Yeah. Number 16.
Well, I mean, well, you know, hey, look, man. I mean, don't get mad at me because you know, smart chicks like me. Don't get mad at me for that.
All right, JB, you got the floor. You got the mic.
Yes, sir. Am I coming across clearly?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to touch on something that Pablo said earlier because I thought it's an astute point that I tried to make a couple times before in the manosphere, and I can't remember what happened, but people weren't having it. Okay, and I thought it was just perfect, like when he said it earlier, when he talked about the Jedi mind trick that a lot of people do. Because I always point this out. I always say that you know, a lot of people will be like, you know, there are some men who do like fat women and whatnot. So why are you guys complaining? Why are you guys saying this? And my conclusion is pretty much what Pablo said, is that this is a sociological, you know, phenomenon where because the majority of our women are fat, right? You end up just because that's all you're seeing, right? Especially, you know, if you're, you know, especially at, you know, at certain levels, like for the average black man, right? For the average black man, if that's all you're seeing, right, you're gonna end up just, you know, finding ways to justify having to deal with that, right? Because you don't really have much options outside of that. Now, the interesting thing is, this is why when these same men, when they reach, even the men who are smashing the fatties, okay, the moment they reach a certain level and have different access, you see they swap her off for, you know, somebody who's not as big. Okay, that's something that you can actually observe. You can see the men that used to deal with fat women who reach a certain position in life, suddenly they stop dealing with fat women. I'm not saying every single man. I'm just saying it's something that's actually observable. So I don't even believe, even the men who say they do like fat women, I don't believe they actually do. I think they just haven't had access to enough non-fat women, right, to actually realize, hey, I don't really want to look at your fucking gut. I don't want to
Ask
see
them how
that.
much they make every year. All you gotta do is it's very simple. Ask them how much they make every year.
Yeah, I would agree.
The guys who say that, I guarantee you, they make barely average. I'm talking about Black America now. We're talking barely average incomes, if that. All
well,
right?
I think Game Changer more or less summed it up perfectly. This is what's available. So because, or no, well, I probably should just let Game Changer explain it because, well, he said if he gets rejected by a really attractive woman, in his mind, he will try to find a flaw in her after the rejection. Well, them being accepted by less desirable women, then they're trying to find a benefit in it after the fact. So it's like it's a retroactive thing after it's already happened. This is what I got. This is what I'm working with. So I'm going to, and then that's where the whole thing is. Oh, well, the fat women, they got the best pussy, or they give the best head, or they this or that. That's where those arguments ultimately come from. So,
By the way, let me say this, and this will be a shameless plug. This will be in the book of Obsidian Part 2, the 5 best good time girls in Black America. Number 1, BBWs. Big girls make excellent lays. We just don't want to be seen in public with them. That's all. But as far as sex goes, they're great.
What's excellent about the sex?
They try. Big girls try harder. It's just like the short guys.
Not
If they
anymore.
tried harder, they wouldn't be big. If they tried harder in any aspect of life, including the gym and diet, they wouldn't be fat. They don't try hard at shit. They don't.
I heard they cook better.
I agree with GC,
better, Melody.
I think, I agree with GC. I actually talked to my dad about this, right? Because my dad and I, we talk about a lot of things about society right now. And one of the things my dad, he probably would be upset with me sharing this here, but one of the things he said was like, women of the past, like women of the past, when they were, not the most attractive or, fat, etc., they would work harder, right? Because they understood, hey, I'm at the bottom, right? But basically these days, the fat chick will curve you just like the 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, she'll curve you. She'll treat you like she'll basically behave like she's an 8. Like she's a 9, like she's a 10. Like they'll behave the same way, and so they don't work harder. Their sex is not that better than what you'll get. So I just don't. To me, it's a net negative. It's a net negative messing with a fat chick. Because it's like, at least if you could give me some better head, or you could, cook me some better food, or you could do something better, right, to make you tolerable. But you're not giving me anything better.
Yeah, and it's not even a net negative. Like even on the individual, on a one-to-one basis, every value is a negative. Like because you say net, I agree, it's a net negative because it totals negative, but there's no positive in the numbers that's being netted together to make it, anything but a negative. But yeah, it's all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone on YouTube told me that pretty women or women my size or smaller don't cater to their men. They say big women cook better, they have sex better, they clean better because pretty women feel like they can get whoever they want, so they don't have to go hard. What do you guys have to say about that?
Pretty women have to go hard too. They have to treadmill harder. They have to stay pretty harder. Being pretty is doing something, and it's that attitude that you bring to my penis, more so than the prettiness, which is of great value. However, the attitude that you value it beforehand to become pretty and sustain your genetics is valuable in and of itself. So you are working hard.
And
like beautiful women say, it's hard to look this beauul.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Game Changer makes a really good point. Game Changer makes a really good point because our good friend and brother Kevin, he often makes the point that women, in this case black, we're talking about black folks, so black women will show up in a manner that essentially tells black men what they deserve. And we all know the stats. We don't have to go back and belabor that. Black women are telling black men what they deserve, what they think that they deserve in terms of them being grossly overweight, mean, babies out of wedlock. I mean, that's the reason why I never got married, man. I'm gonna be talking about this tomorrow, rather tonight, Bernard, about the hidden bachelors of Black America. People don't know this, but the biggest cohort of Black bachelors are not the college educated brothers. Those are the brothers who are more likely to be married. The biggest group of confirmed bachelors are blue collar brothers. And the reason why is because the changes that have happened in American society over the past half a century hit the working class especially hard. Now, we talk about this with regard to working class men, black and white, the deindustrialization and globalization, all the rest of it. But we never talk about the effect of obesity. We know it's class based. We know that we have more fat people in the working class than we do in the upper class. Charles Murray did an excellent job breaking all this down in his book, Coming Apart. The women, one reason why I only deal with women from the topmost universities, no disrespect, Pablo, but the HBCUs come last on my Big Six ranking, is because of what Charles Murray said.
No
the women of Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, Dartmouth, Duke, they're whip it thin. And if they ain't, they busting their ass to try to get there. They're actively taking steps. They're a big girl, and they're in one of those schools. They're taking active steps to get there. Treadmill, HIIT workout, Pilates, you name it. They're taking active steps to get there. I'll work with a sister like that. If she's busting her ass to make it happen, I can work with that. But the problem with a lot of sisters is that they honestly think that they can look like those broads in that ASU video, and there ain't nothing wrong with it, and that you should go and bust your ass to get with that. I said, F that. If that's what I got on offer for me as a blue collar brother, fuck it. I won't get married at all. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The biggest cohort of confirmed bachelors in Black America are blue collar brothers. And the reason why is because the women that were available to blue collar brothers are trash. And it's time that we said that. The researchers will not say it. I know because I talked to them. They will not go there because it's too politically explosive. But God damn it, somebody's got to say it.
But Obsidian,
Hey, hold on, let me go to Pablo.
Okay. To Melanie's observation that quote unquote pretty girls don't have to do very much on the domestic front, cooking, cleaning, that kind of a thing. A Passport Bros response to that would be pretty women wear. And pretty women who?
Yeah.
And real quick, I'm gonna throw it to you next, Game Changer. I kind of reject the premise on that because, okay, if a woman, and I know Game Changer would agree with this, if she's really overweight and not really trying to do anything with her overall attractiveness, that tells you right there that she's lazy. So why would we then assume that she's just 100% just on the go when it comes to cleaning the house and cooking and catering and doing that? So I think, I mean, again, that's more of the trying to find some type of value in whatever it is that has accepted you. And
Bernard,
try to sell it as good in conversations. I think that's more so of what's going on. There is a such thing as the pretty chick that just thinks she's God's gift to the earth, and so she ain't doing nothing but just trying to sit there and lay up. But it's just like there's a lot of those. There's a lot of ugly women with bad personalities who, I mean, listen, Game Changer pointed this out. I keep indirectly paraphrasing and quoting Game Changer. It's fat and ugly. It's fat, ugly women that you see in those videos, throwing French fries at the Burger King cashier and tearing up the place. Don't be fat, ugly women. Like, let's not pretend like they all just because they're fat and ugly that they just have the best attitudes and personalities ever. Some of them ugly on the inside and outside. So I mean, and it varies and it ranges when it comes to attractive women. With some of them who are attractive and they actually are nice, sweet, polite people, and then some of them are some, entitled bitches. So it varies. It varies.
But
So when
Bernard,
everybody makes that
Actually,
argument,
that's not true, Bernard. Studies
okay,
have been done. Studies have been done on this. You know, a lot of people like to believe in these polite fictions and pretty lies. The truth of the matter is that the hotter the chick, the more polite she is.
Well, there you
The
go.
truth of the matter.
that's more or less what I said.
Hang on. The truth of the matter is people need to understand this. The idea that you got really hot chicks that are bitches is not true. The really hot chicks tend to be really nice people as a general rule. Notable exceptions notwithstanding, as always. Generally speaking, the bitches tend to be, fair to middling at best, average at best, and usually in our time today and in Black America, fat as fuck, all kind of out of pocket, and they got all the mouth. It's true.
Yeah. No, yeah, you just agreed with me. I was just pointing out that yes, that does exist. The pretty entitled chick that thinks she's God's gift to the earth, so she don't really care about nobody else. She's just selfish. Like, yes, that chick exists, but across the board, I don't think anybody can make that argument across the board. I haven't seen any data on that, but I mean, I'm not shocked that there is data on it because, yeah, I see plenty of pretty polite people, and like I said, the women that show up at Burger King trashing the place because they order got wrong, and they're normally fat and ugly. So that's just, but again, that's my anecdotal outside observation.
Now, let me say
so
this.
Bernard, here's the thing though.
Hold on, GC then GC then JB.
Yeah, thank you. So, because people are saying stuff like Jaquan said, pretty women think that they are the prize, and you just said that pretty women, thinking that they're God's gift to the earth. Listen, they are the prize, and they are God's gift to the earth. And but more importantly, no, they are, and it's okay. Huh? Well, what I'm saying is like Eve. Eve was God's gift to men, literally. It is, you are God's gift to me, and you are the prize. That's why they're called trophy wives. And a fat ass chick is never a trophy. So let's be clear. Pretty women are the prize. They are God's gift. And I want to make this point clear, and I want to put this through so pretty women can know, and so not so pretty women can know that they are better than you. They are better than you in the eyes of God and men. And in society, you need to know that you're not the same. You bumblebee chicks are not the same as the regular ones that go on stage. They are a gift. See, them coming on the field is a gift to the crowd. You coming on the field is the crowd's gift to you. That's something that they're doing to make you feel better about your fat ass. Like that is the way society works. So when you say they think they're better, they are better. And it's okay for them to think that. And yes, and because they are comfortable with that, then they behave different, but they also behave better. You see, many pretty women, in fact, most in my experience, understand that they are a gift. And the only way that they can be a proper gift is if it is unwrapped and unraveled. That's why pygmies tend to be prettier. They understand that they're not a gift if they're single. They understand that. They understand that they are not a gift if they're not getting me a sandwich. They understand that. They understand that they're not a gift if they're not sucking my penis. They understand that they have to be used in their pretty ways in order to be a gift to me.
Well, GC, what about the ones that's insecure? Because I know a lot of them who's very insecure with themselves.
They're insecure because people don't let them know that, for one, that you're pretty, and for two, that that you are God's gift to my penis.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the pretty women, a lot of times they'll complain about the fact that they actually get approached less, right? They actually get approached less by men. They get as much as some people may look at them and you immediately realize, okay, she's obviously, way above average, right? But by society, it's almost like, well, specifically men, a lot of men I think are intimidated, or I don't want to use the word intimidated, but they will not approach the dime or the very pretty woman. They'll approach the easy target a million times before they ever approach her.
That's because they don't have their eyes on the prize, and they don't see the pretty woman as the prize. She's the prize. And don't get me wrong, there's different levels of prize. There's a bronze medal for a reason, you know. However, you strive for the prize. You don't, I'm not saying throw away a bronze medal, but know that the pretty woman is the prize. She's not just thinking that, she is it.
Now, I will say this, by the way, too. Bernard's point about the laziness. That's actually kind of what I was mentioning earlier, Bernard. Is that I agree with you, but I guess the thing is, it's just today. This is the case, right? Today, I agree with you 100%. But I think what's interesting is that, you know, the women of the past, in fact, not just of the past, also if you go outside of the U.S., you know, I mentioned this even in Haiti, for example. Like if a woman in Haiti, right, if she's unattractive, because the women out there, they understand that they got to go by their outcomes. You know, they're not living, you know, IG fantasies, right? So if they know, like, listen, I'm not attractive. You know, most of the men don't want me. She's going to work harder to get a man, right? And so not only the women of the past here, but just outside of this country, I think women who don't, you know, meet the criteria, a lot of times will put in extra work. Except the weird thing in America these days is that the same woman who doesn't meet the criteria, she actually thinks she's just as valuable as the woman that's actually, you know, pretty and putting in the work, like GC said. You know, and one thing that I find interesting all the time is, like, every morning I get up to go jog, right? And in a majority Black neighborhood, okay, and I'm seeing white women jogging every morning, exercising at the park and doing all that, and I rarely ever see a Black woman. And this is in a majority
Do they
Black
have a
neighborhood.
ponytail? Do they have a ponytail? The white women, they had a ponytail going from side to side, don't they?
Yes, yes, they do.
Yeah,
But
I like that. I like when the ponytail goes side to side. I don't jog outside. I go to the gym, but like I be behind them, and the ponytail just go left, right, left, right, left, right.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on, GC. Don't you guys know I'm the only Black woman in my gym? Everybody else is like white, Asian. I'm the only Black woman in there.
Oh damn.
So yeah, it's bad.
yeah, I mean that always gets me, because I'm just like, how are you? Like, how is
I
this a
guarantee there are Black
majority?
women in there though, Melanie.
Huh?
I guarantee there are Black men in there with you though.
Oh, lots of Black men with
Okay.
nice bodies.
Okay. See, my
Yeah.
point is, I didn't mean to talk over you, brother. I just want to say this right quick. The only reason why I make a big stink out of this, the only reason, because, you know, I try to be a live and let live type of guy. If men wanted, you know, I'm not here to beat up on what men prefer in women or whatever. That's their business. I'm not, I don't, as a general rule, just go around whipping up on big women and whatever. The reason why I do this is because for so long, Black women of the type we're talking about right now, we're going to use the ASU honeybees as our template. Black women like that talk cash shit about Black men. He ain't tall enough. He ain't rich enough. He ain't cute enough. He ain't this. He ain't that. Bitch, look at you. Are you for real? Nobody does that to these women. And I have had enough. It's time they got told about themselves. Bitch, are you for real? That's why I do it.
The thing
They
is, we gotta
need
stop.
to know
We gotta
about
stop smashing them. The thing is, we gotta stop smashing them.
I never saw it.
You know, Kevin actually talked about this last night. You gotta stop smashing them. And I'll be honest. I was one of those dudes who would smash, you know, a fat chick, even though I was not really attracted to her. But that's the reason I stopped. Is when I started realizing, like, you know, damn, like, she really thinks she's bad, and I'm doing her a favor. I feel like I'm doing her a favor, but she really thinks she's bad. So we gotta stop smashing them. I think that's
but
the first step.
what the thing about that, when I was out there, when I was doing that too, because of that, I can refute the argument that they got the best vag. I know from experience that pussy usually feels like pussy, whether it's a fat woman or a skinny woman. So the whole idea of them being wetter or this or that, I did find out through experience that no, that's a bunch of bunk, as Obsidian says. But Lionel 917 in the building, he says no. Pretty but insecure women get approached all the time. They're insecure because the men they want aren't approaching them. It's a lot of truth to that, and it's a lot of truth to just the simple fact that 10 out of 10 women, it's something about their body that they don't like, or something about they they could be pretty, but they don't like how when they smile, this little dent. Women are weird like that. They all got some type of little insecurity, even when they could be getting all the results they want. In their quiet moments, they feel insecure about something. So we'll be talking all day trying to explain female insecurity because they all got a little bit of it, one way or another. Captain Cisco in the building. He says, I think he means I want to challenge the GC to a lightsaber fight on top of a mountain with our shirts off inside volcano. Okay, are you trying to recreate the scene at the end of Revenge of the Sith? Like, I mean, unless you're trying to recreate the scene at the scene at the end of Revenge of the Sith, there's something semi-suspect about. I don't know.
But the shirts were on in that movie, though. So
why are the shirts off?
He added that piece.
I get everything, but the shirts off part, brother. Like
lightsaber fight, top of the mountain, inside a volcano. I'm with it. Go for it. Get him, GC. But shirts off. Okay, that's a bridge too far. Now, it's something else going on there.
Yeah, I really don't want to watch. I really don't want to look at other men with their shirts off. I really don't.
Yeah.
Even if they're in shape, granted, I really don't want to. I had to talk to Ace Metaphor about that. So listen, man, I like you, but you got to do something about this shirt off deal. You got to put a shirt on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he when he was chasing his former hero Derek Jackson, he wanted to get buff like Derek Jackson, and now
I'm finally away from him on that. I can't look at him without the shirt. Please put a shirt on.
Yeah, he finally achieved that, so now he got to go live shirtless when he talking to the women about.
Oh shit, you got Stephen's Code in the building.
Oh yeah, Stephen's Code always come through.
You mentioned off shirt dudes, and Stephen's Code come up.
Right.
You talk about six packs and stuff, and Steph just appears.
Right. So at first, shout out to Nick Penn in here with the $20 super chat. He says this was an excellent discussion. I hope everyone was taking notes. Are you saying the discussion was fantastic, or are you talking too fantastic? No slander on the good brother, Mr. Fantastic's name right now. That no slander. We're not gonna do him like that. We're not gonna do him like that. He admits it. Nah, he don't dance around it. He like his big, light skinned big overweight red bones. He with it. He stands in it. Whenever he don't deny it. He don't back away from it. He stand in it. So that is what it is. All right. Steph is cold in the building with the $100 super chat. I haven't even played this in a while. We gotta let Smokey count the money.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
That's $100.
Shout out to Steph Code, always coming through here, shutting it down every time he do it with the heavy-handed super chats. He says, women will never settle no matter what. That's the uncomfortable truth. They all have unlimited fake options. Shout out to Steph Code. Appreciate you coming through with the super chat. In the unlikely event that you not sub to Steph Code, go over there and sub to him. Moderators, go find his links and drop it in the chat. Steph Code coming through hard and heavy-handed.
Bernard, I'm convinced. I'm convinced, Bernard, that you're actually blind, bro. Because you just be replacing words, and you be.
No. My monitor. Listen, my monitor is far away. He said, "Women will never settle, no matter what." That's the unfortunate truth. They all have unlimited fake options. What did I say? Uncomfortable?
Yeah.
What did I say wrong here?
You said uncomfortable, but yeah, you just be replacing.
No,
words.
It looks like I. It's far away to the point to where I sometimes have to squint my eyes and guess. Like I gotta rearrange some things in here. My monitor is really far away.
You might be dyslexic like me, Bernard. It's okay.
Hey, I've already told you I was diagnosed with ADD. I haven't been diagnosed with dyslexia, but I wouldn't put it past. Hey,
might just need glasses.
JB, I often do that. And I don't know if I'm dyslexic either. I don't think so, but I replace words with more commonly used words in that context. So like the uncomfortable truth is more commonly used than the unfortunate truth. So like I just my mind
Yeah.
just kind of like speeds through it.
I'm gonna ask you a simple question, and then you're going. That's gonna basically tell me whether or not you should go get tested for dyslexia. Because I'm actually dyslexic, so I'm not joking about that. If you're reading a book, do you ever go from one sentence and then accidentally skip over like a couple sentences or one of them and go to the next, and then keep reading until you realize it doesn't make sense what you just read?
I will skip a line. Is that what you mean?
Yes, there's that.
Skip
So that
a
happens.
line. Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's easy to do.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a sign.
No, it's actually not. Like it's actually it's no. So it's actually not. So that's actually one of the signs that you may be dyslexic. When
JB,
like, I'm not saying I'm not saying it means you are. It's just one of the signs. Like if you're reading a book and you happen to skip, because most people, if they skip a line, they'll realize it pretty quickly. But if you're dyslexic, you'll actually keep reading. You pretty much will keep reading until you realize what you just read doesn't make sense. Until your brain connects those dots.
I'll skip a line, and then when the line that I'm reading it normally stopped making sense halfway through it, and then you realize, hold on, I must have, and then you go back up. Like that happens all the time. I just thought that was a common thing that everybody did, but yeah.
Well, I learned from the doctor that this actually was not as common as I thought. I thought the same thing you did. Anyway, I'm just mentioning
anyway, yeah. Okay. All right. I may get checked out just to check that box too for disabilities that I have. But anyway.
I don't care. I don't get checked for stuff that there's no cure for. I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
Or there's no help for. Like you know, like it wouldn't help me to know. But I want to respond to something that Dirty Mac said in the chat room. He said, females are never the prize. Nigga, so what is the prize? Is men the prize? Like, to men, women are the prize, just like to women, men are the prize. But I mean, let's be clear. I am a man, therefore the woman is the prize. Like, what's your prize?
No, GC, you know what it is? Men is the trophy, GC. We're the prize and men are the trophies.
Elaborate.
Like, we're the prize and men, to get a man, that's like the trophy. I can't.
Oh, it's a status thing. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but this whole females is never the prize.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, I get it. Yeah, oh, you said Bernard. My bad.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't have to get it. It's fine. It's no big deal. I can live with a comfortable life, not getting who's the prize and who's the trophy. It don't matter to me. But all right.
Well, Nick Penn said that the good life is the prize. Yes, and beautiful women make life good. So yeah, you know, and I guess economically healthy men can make a woman's life good. So either way, but let's be clear, it's, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Wash the Gamer channel. That's where my mind was going. You know, is a trophy not a prize? So that's why even when she explained it, I just casted it aside and said I'm not even about to play with that one.
No. I
just wrote it off as I don't care.
Well, a trophy isn't a functional prize. I think that's what she's getting at. Like, you know, when you go to the Price is Right and they say you win a new car, that's a prize. That's something that you drive with, something that you use, something that you own. Like, a trophy is just something that you show. Like, what do you do with it, really?
Okay,
so you see what
trophy,
kind of prize?
Trophy wife, the woman, a wife is more times than not something that a man just shows if he gets a wife that he considers to be a trophy wife. So that's why it just got it got weird to me to even try to consider, okay, now the man is the trophy, the woman is the prize. I agree.
I'm
not going. I'm not going.
I would reverse the two, but outside of that, I agree with what she's saying, and I'm just pointing out the difference. But yeah.
Osama Abdul in the building says, BR and oh man, what is it, BR? Can you remind me? Team of the ages. Shout out to Osama Abdul, always coming through. JB, were you trying to jump in and say something?
No, I was just gonna ask GC, what kind of prize are the fatties?
They're a wooden prize. You know, like they're with termites. Like, it's like, okay, you want to know the type of prize a fat woman is? You ever read about the Trojan Wars, JB?
Go on.
Okay, so they would be the horse. You ask what prize they are, they would be the Trojan horse. They're the prize that you get and you think you win until, niggas come out the horse and your whole shit's burned down. They're a fake prize. Yeah,
Are
that's
you fatphobic, GC?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Game Changer stand in that pretty tough. And he
Yes,
stand
I
in
am.
it and he live it. Like for example, when I mentioned how the whole notion that fat women have the best poon, I could say I confirm that that's not true. It's very low fluctuations in the feeling. I mean, there's a few women that got some nice setup going on down there. But like I talked about the squirting, crazy squirting all over the place chick.
Oh yeah, you too, huh?
Huh?
You too, huh?
Me too. What about me too?
I said you too.
Me too.
You've had a squirter or two in your life.
Oh yeah. They exist. They exist.
I've had quite a few.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
isn't that urine when a woman squirts?
No.
God damn it, Melody.
No.
I'm just being honest.
No. You would think so, but no, it's not. There's a big difference.
This is how we know Melody doesn't squirt.
I don't.
It's a lot of urine. Somebody sent me the link. Apparently, it's largely, it's not entirely, but there's a lot of piss in it.
No, brother.
Okay.
Haven't been a well-schooled, seasoned veteran in that regard. No.
Okay. Then I stand corrected.
No.
To be honest, and ladies, if you're interested, don't be, because I don't give a shit about your pleasure. So if you squirt, I'm like, damn, you fucked up my sheets more. So
that was the issue.
Yeah,
that was legitimately an issue. Like the whole damn bed was wet, soaked down
that's
to
what
the
they made
mattress.
beach towels for.
You got to get a towel, bro. You got to get a towel.
They made beach towels for that.
I mean, I didn't prepare.
What is y'all
I didn't
doing?
know
You got to
that
get a towel.
I didn't know that was about to happen. I mean, and me and her didn't mess around for a long period of time. No, truthfully, yeah, that would have been the protocol. That would have been the protocol. But see, the thing is, it soaked through. Never mind. I mean, so anyway, she had a rare, unique setup down there. That's all I'm saying. She had a rare, unique setup down there to where she was one of the few that I can say that when they talk about the differences and fluctuations, or like these type of women that got better pussy, this or that, I don't buy any of that, because it's not that much of a difference between good pussy and not that good pussy. It's not that much of a difference. So, but yeah. with her something different was going on. But see, here's the thing. This goes back to what me and Game Changer was talking about earlier. I wasn't all that physically attracted to her. So, and even though the uniqueness of her setup down there, it didn't. I still would a woman who didn't feel that good, or wasn't that wet, or wasn't squirting while she riding you and all kind of stuff like that. It still, I still would take that woman that looked better. That just had the chick. Her body was just on at least a 9 status to me, and facially was pretty. I still would take that over this woman. Like this chick was like she was built funny. She was built funny. She was one of those chicks that had like the muffin top thing going on. Big upper body with like skinny legs.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't get
aroused.
It was listen to how much it was my the theory was challenged. This woman with that muffin top had a bigger upper body on some skinnier legs. Literally had the best feeling pussy ever. Literally had the best feeling vagina ever. She got one of those hold on. I still say nope. That's not going to make me rock with her. That's not going to make me rock with her.
I can't do it.
It's more about him than it is about the team. Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Wait, so let me ask another question. So you'll take that beautiful woman, you'll take the beautiful woman that just lays there over the not so beautiful woman that can do all the tricks?
Well, I mean, the tricks. the tricks are technically limited. I mean, if you're built like that,
Bernard gonna be smashing. Bernard gonna be smashing the one with the tricks on the side.
I mean,
he gonna cuff the starfish one. He gonna cuff the starfish one.
No, even if okay, I don't. I mean, this just me personally. I don't mind the starfish. I mean, I don't like to describe too much what I like to do. You know, during sex. But
you already went down that route.
I mean, I like to be in control. I don't need her to do all the tricks. I'm twisting. I'm in control. Put it like that. So I don't. You know, I don't really care. I don't really care if she could do backflips in the bedroom or not. You know. I'm
JB, do you want a starfish or a jellyfish?
I'm not sure what the jellyfish is. Am I getting started?
Jellyfish being Miss Muffin Top, starfish being hot chick that just lays there like a cold mackerel.
Exactly.
As long as she's responsive to the sex. You know, if she just lay there, if she wanted them, like I experienced this, I experienced everything. I experienced a chick who like she didn't moan at all during sex and make a facial expression. Then there's some that you know that moan very enthusiastically. That's where I'm at with it. She don't got to be able to just ride it like a champ and do all of that stuff. Long as she can just lay there, as long as she's responsive. You know, because
that's just one step ever. See, I got to have a woman that's enthusiastic. She's got to have some enthusiasm. That's what I like.
No, I mean, yeah. Bernard, and it varies because some women are just more sensitive down there. You put it in and they react to it like this. But some of them, you know, this chick, like she came during the sex and she just didn't moan. I actually talked to her about it and she said she just never moaned. She said it came from when she started masturbating. She had like a lot of brothers and sisters, so she had to quietly masturbate. So she just trained herself to not make a sound during sex. She was even married before. She said her husband, she said she don't know if that's why he divorced her, but it was a serious problem that she didn't moan during sex. Like she just did not moan during sex. Like this chick, I just couldn't, I couldn't do it. We had sex once and I was like, if it's gonna be like that, I'm done. But as far as them just laying there, yeah, they can just lay there. I'm gonna position you how I want you, and then I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't. So that's where I'm at.
I'm sorry you've had to go through these kind of poor experiences.
I loved it. I love the experience. Achievement unlocked. I'm good.
So Bernard, with the muffin top chick,
yes.
Would you basically be smashing her and then just, you know, close your eyes and imagine you're smashing somebody else?
Yes. Like what? Of course.
I do it.
How was that even a big deal?
Or do it with the lights off.
Listen, that's what I used to do with the fat chicks. It's just I would just like be in there and then I'd just be pretending like I'm smashing somebody else. Like in my mind, I'm smashing Rihanna. So
I thought everybody did that. I thought that was just a normal thing. From time to time, you do that. You think about somebody else. I mean, I don't know why. I'm shocked that that's even a big deal. Anyway.
See, women, we don't do that. That's weird.
Oh, bullshit.
Okay.
I don't think y'all have to, though. Y'all could just, I mean, because y'all have like the ability to get with more guys. So y'all don't have to.
That's true.
I find it highly unlikely that women don't drift off and, you know, close their eyes and start imagining that, you know, that their dream guy or favorite celebrity or, you know, or that they're in a dungeon somewhere. You know, I mean, come on, like whatever your fantasy is.
Why imagine it when it can be reality?
I know, but every time you have sex, it's not going to be in whatever your dungeon fantasy is. Sometimes it's just going to be just in a damn twin bed somewhere, and you're just going to have the sex. So yeah,
you're right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Bernard, that super chat from Al Boogie.
Bernard lying, he was looking in her eyes, stroking. I mean, yeah, that happens too. But I mean, you know,
but you can look
for the most part, depending on the position. I mean, hold on, wait, hold on. That that actually wasn't bad. Like if we like that close to where I can just look right in her face, because wasn't nothing wrong with her face, then that was actually better. But if I like was backed up and like had a wide shot of her, oh yeah, got to close the eyes and think about somebody else. Yeah.
Just turn the lights off. It works the same.
Bernard used to roll on that muffin top.
Oh God!
Grab on it. Grab on it like a handle.
No. Yeah, and but see, after doing that, I was like, man, I can't like that became like that was at the early stages of me getting to the point where, like I said, post marriage, I was so happy to be out there free getting some new pussy. I was taking all comers. After that, when I was like, you know what? I gotta really, I gotta stop just jumping on any and everything that will allow me. That was like the early stages of me developing a standard of some sort. But I had like a 2-year run where a standard was non-existent. Yeah.
So let me jump back.
Here's what I don't understand. Right? So when GC said earlier that he doesn't, I've heard a number of men in the manosphere say this, where they say that they don't care about pleasing the woman. I don't like. I feel like that's the opposite of what you should do. And I'm curious why.
I disagree with that statement for the record. I'm about.
Well, here's the thing. I care in the sense that it's a means to an end. I care in the sense that it secures me sex to come.
Yep.
However, and this is really why I feel this way, because I feel that a woman should only or primarily receive pleasure through pleasing me. And if she's not of that mindset, if she receives physical pleasure from other means, meaning my penis or really anything else, if she's looking to receive pleasure from in a way other than pleasing me, then the relationship is going to have problems down the road. Read Jada Pinkett Smith,
But the flaw, the flaw in that. Wait a second.
No. Listen at how she sounds. She's like, he should be able to read my mind, so he should be to please with. It is your job. It is your duty to please my penis. That kind of confusion is what I try to avoid. And when you go into a sexual situation trying to please her, then sexually, then that's what you wind up with. You wind up with women who are looking to get pleased because they're insatiable in that regard. Fuck that. It's your duty to please me. And whatever pleasure you receive comes from me receiving it. You should see me get happy and get happy off my happiness.
So GC,
I really don't have a big problem with that. I mean, my thinking is I'm not going to be tweaking over the little things. I focus on the big things. If it's for each man to decide for himself, how he wants to roll in the bedroom. If that's how Game Changer rolls, and there are ladies that are willing to accommodate him, God bless them. That's how I look at it.
But that sounds.
And ladies, if you're a pleaser, then yeah, then a guy like me is the right guy for you. If you get pleasure off pleasing your mate.
GC, here's the
you
thing,
get pleasure
right?
off me pleasing you. Fuck that.
But I thought all women got pleasure.
GC, here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, Melody. Not all women are normal. There's a lot of abnormal women out here that try to get the pleasure off my dick. No, you don't get pleasure from the dick. You get pleasure from pleasing the dick.
Right, I'm not gonna lie. When a man is moaning and stuff like that, when a man is moaning, that is a turn on because you're doing the right thing to turn him on. So
as it should be,
I do
you're
agree.
a regular woman. That's why you're.
Hey, GC, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, GC. Right? I think the best secret I ever learned, was that it's actually very simple. Most men think the way that you do, or at least even if they don't think of like you're approaching it very differently. But most men don't really care about a woman's pleasure, right? And so because of that, a lot of these women out here, they rarely get an orgasm. They rarely know what it feels like to be truly satisfied. And I think the best way to go demon time, the best way is to actually please her, right? Because then you actually create, and this may sound a little fucked up, but you actually create a legit attachment where she actually feels she needs you.
She's not attached to you. She's attached to your utility. She's attached to
and I'm fine with that.
Listen to me. She's attached to your ability to please her. Period.
And I'm fine with that.
And it's just no, it's not, because women aren't like men. You know, they don't have a cap. Once they get that orgasm, they're gonna just want more and more and more and more and more until you have a bitch like Jada Pinkett Smith. That's what happens when you get with
No,
these
I disagree.
people.
I disagree.
But if wait, hold on. But GC, the alternative is if you truly take that approach, which is weird to me that somebody say that they don't care at all if the person they're having sex with enjoys it. I mean, that's kind of weird to me. But
no, you care about. All right.
But no. I get that she should care about you. And okay, if you're dealing with a selfish chick and you just want 100% trying to make sure that you just learn every little detail about her body and what she like and what she respond to, and you just get her down to perfection where you could, the majority of the time make her come during sex. But when it comes to what you like, she hasn't even cracked open the book. Then yeah, you're in a bad situation. You're in an uneven thing. But in order to, I think you're taking an extreme measure to avoid being in that uneven situation. I'm going to not give her pleasure and just sit back and require that she give me pleasure and that she has to, get pleasure from giving me pleasure. Like, no, I mean, it could be a situation where, yeah, you're pleasing her and she's pleasing you. I mean, that
exactly.
That's a normal. Hold on.
Let me respond. But no, right. I'm not saying that I go out of my way to assure that she is unpleasured. I'm saying that I don't make her pleasure a major concern during sex. Those are two completely different things. Like, and I'm
telling you.
Well, all right. Well, I'll just put it bluntly like this: the most sexual pleasure for me is hitting it from the back with the perfect arc in her back, just hitting it from the back. We're gonna finish like that every time, no matter what. So I'm good with the first, 80% of the sex where I'm doing the stuff that she like to get her off, and then it's like, all right, now it's my turn. All right, now go to sleep. Like that's we both got what we wanted.
And Bernard, would you agree? Bernard, would you agree that in your experience, right, in your own experience, right? I'm not even asking you to make a general point here. In your experience, would you agree that when you please the woman, more often than not, you tend to get better sex from her in return?
With some, yes. In fact, I actually had one woman say that she went the extra mile to try to do something to please me that she allegedly normally don't do, but she said it was because I did a good job with her. Now, I'm not trying to brag because there's some women who, I've had sex with and they can take it or leave it. They can, for whatever reason, I just didn't do it for them. Then there's been some women who, she used to drive an hour through the snow at midnight to come, have sex with me when I got off work at midnight. So I'm not trying to brag on anything because, if you have sex with enough women, you're going to find some to where, for whatever reason, is going to be sexually compatible or have good chemistry to where just sparks going to fly and everybody going to have bust a splendiferous nut, as Obsidian like to say. So yes. So there's some women that, yes, I took the time to learn their body, exactly what they like, how they like it, when they like it, and just mastermind them, just unlock the key, unlock the lock or whatever to perfection with this particular woman. And then, yeah, it did seem as if that made her want to try to, really, give me exactly what I like. I mean, I guess she wanted that to keep coming, so she wanted to, she wanted to make sure she was pleasing me too. So it was a mutual thing. I mean, truth be told, it's kind of what me and my woman got going on right now, where she's constantly striving to try to, please me because I've figured her out inside and out. Like I'm very efficient when it comes to making her come, but there's been other women that I, didn't get that efficient with. So
why did it just sound like Melody just moaned? Like that's what it sounded like in my ear.
Wait,
Melody.
what?
I didn't hear that.
I think you were just agreeing. Let me
put on my big headsets now. If my Melody moaning, I need to catch it.
I wasn't moaning.
I think you were just agreeing, okay? But
I am a moaner, though. I am a moaner, but I wasn't moaning just now.
Anybody can call into the show. Here's the link right there if you're interested in calling.
Anyway, like here's the point I was making, GC, is that I think personally, again, y'all can disagree with me all day. I'm cool with that. I think the best thing to do is to actually please her because most guys aren't doing it. Okay, and I'm not even talking about do it just to make her. It's almost a selfish thing, right? Because what you get in return is, generally speaking, okay, is better sex. One, and then on top of that, you can even take it up a notch. Where basically, this is gonna sound fucked up as hell, but you can basically make her feel like what she's doing, even if she's doing a good job. Okay, don't tell her that. Make her feel like what she's doing is not pleasing you, and she's gonna keep working super hard to please you. The worst case scenario is she ends up, being crazy and keying your car or some shit like that. But I'm just saying, I just never understand when guys are like, man, it's just about me, and I'm like, okay, I mean, if that works for you, but I think you get a better experience overall by actually focusing on pleasing her, because she rarely gets that.
Well, okay,
so she going you pretty much can control. You can pretty much control her mind like that.
Yeah, but JB, well, okay, you do understand that it's still about you. If you're pleasing it to your own sexual gratification, if that's the end, then it's still about you. Listen, I have no problem with pleasing somebody while getting pleasure in return. You make it seem like, a person like myself is anti-pleasing women. I'm not. However, will I give pleasure at the expense of me getting it? No, I would never do so. Now, sex is rarely done that way. I can't think of a sexual act where, where I'm with a woman and it doesn't please me, to please her. So it's generally going to be a mutually beneficial thing. Do I overly concern myself with her pleasure? No. If I have a sexual experience where I'm pleased and she is not, do I feel like less than or blah, 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 blah? No, I truly don't give a shit.
GC, you done said, I done heard you say enough stuff where I suspect that you get off from her discomfort. If she
no, sometimes I do.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is.
I'm a bit of a see. Here's the thing, and here's what's confusing: is I'm a bit of a masochist. True.
Yes.
True. So, and yes, I think it is the nature of men to enjoy the things that women don't like anal. And the fact that you don't like anal makes me like it more. Why? Because you, with my penis inside your anus, shows how much deference and respect you have for my penis. And it tells me, see, this signals to my brain.
There was, I heard it that time.
Weird.
Thank you. I told you.
No,
I told you.
Listen,
it sounded like
y'all listen to me good. This signals to me that she is a pleaser. If she is putting her booty out there for anal, it means that she is a pleaser. She doesn't necessarily like it, but she likes that you like it. And I like that she likes that I like it. See, that is my pleasure. That is my true pleasure. She might not get off.
I see where this is going with Game Changer. I see what
I don't. I'm still trying to
I got it.
That's the true pleasure.
Game Changer is a kinky guy.
Yes, I am.
And Game Changer needs to find a woman that's a kinky woman that's willing to accommodate him. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it means. He's a kinky guy that's in the BDSM. He needs to find a woman that's in the BDSM too and is willing to be a sub for him. That's all it means.
But Game Changer, I think you may be, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you may be missing the point I'm making though, because when I say so. In other words, I actually think you should over-concern yourself, but not actually because you care. Again, I know this sounds messed up, not actually because you care about her getting off, but because you know that that's going to overwhelmingly bring you better outcomes. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying you're basically trying to get better results for yourself. And you know that because she rarely gets off, by getting her off and focusing on her, you're actually going to end up with, long term, you're going to get better results. So it's more about you. It's still about you, right? It's just you're going about it in a way of basically pleasing her in a way that, because most men aren't doing that. Most dudes are not. Most dudes are not like actually, making her come or anything like that. So do you get my point? Like it's less about her. It sounds like it's about her, but it actually is not.
So can I ask GC a question? So do you, how do I say it without being nasty? Do you like to go down on a woman?
No, I don't.
Because it's pleasing her.
No, it's not that it's because it's pleasing her. It's because it's not pleasing me. So, I, not to say I have never or don't do it, but I rarely do it. Absolutely. And that's because I get no physical pleasure from it. However, I do it to primarily sustain relationships in which I am sexually gratified.
Sounds like you made like a real light version of the argument that JB is making.
No, I already said. See what JB is saying. I already said that. I say I often try to be sexually pleasing in order to secure future sexual experiences.
Right.
However, I do prefer the women who do things that they don't necessarily want to do in order to please me. That is my pleasure. It tells me something about her mentality. I prefer the company of pleaser women. That doesn't mean mutual gratification women aren't pleasing, because it is mutual gratification for that. However, to me, they're less than the women who gets pleasure from giving it to me. I like women who, and I'm not with a woman like that. However, I prefer women whose primary focus in sexual encounters is my penis. That's what I prefer.
All right. Big Mag the Fisher in the building says, do well-off men give a fuck? We late in the show. Do well-off men give a fuck if they women's bust off? I believe Kevin Samuels have spoke on that one. I'll throw that out there. Hold on real quick. Number 16 says not trying to have sewage dick. I don't know what he's referring to right there with that one, but yeah, that's interesting. I remember Kevin Samuels did a show before where he was telling women that, hey, you were a busy, hardworking man, got a lot going on, blah, blah, blah. You laying the big ticket, high value man or whatever. You don't be expecting him to be laying the pipe like jobless J-Rock, So I think if that's what you're getting at, you might be accurate if you're saying that if you're implying that they don't care. I mean, but I don't know. I already told y'all where I'm at with that. Al Boogie in the building, theorizing. Am I getting that right? Yeah, theorizing, smashing is wild. Okay.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
There. I'm just not sure where he's going with that.
You're talking about Al Boogie's comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. Shout out to Al Boogie, a channel member. Bernard, get a light box grid for your light box. They're cheap and improve your saturation dramatically. No, I actually had this set up perfectly, but then I started playing with it some more during the right before the show, and then I messed it up, but it was time for the show to start, so I just said I'll fix it later. But I had this set up. I had this camera set up. I mean, it still looked good, but I had it set up a lot better. But I'll shoot, email me what you're talking about when you say a light box.
He means the light in the back.
Grid, a light box grid.
Yeah, it's a grid that you put on your box. I mean, on your lights to make sure that the light goes exactly where you want it to go, and it better conditions.
The two lights I'm using, they do got a box. There is a ceiling light here that I got on that I probably shouldn't have on that just came with the place. But it's like it seemed like the same type of light, but no, the lights that I am using. Well, let me go to a different camera. You might be able to see. I don't know if the camera is caught in the shot, but yeah, you can see that it is a box. So see, I can see that right there. That light that's reflecting off the monitor. Yeah, it's a box over that light. Oh no, you can see it in the right hand corner. You can see it in the right hand corner. Yeah, it is a box over that light. If that's what a light box is, it came with that. But,
so he's saying also that there's a grid. I gotta turn on this mic. He's saying also that there's a grid that you need to put in that in the opening of the light box.
Ah, got you.
That better conditions the light. It shapes the light to where you want it to go.
Got you.
I like your new setup and the lighting. I think it looks good.
Oh yeah, thank you. But no, I had it even better. But then I was like, ooh, let me tweak this one thing, and then I messed it up right before the show. But no, it was even better than what. But all right.
Hey Bernard, Al Boogie responded to, like, he clarified what he was saying.
Okay. I don't. Okay. All right. Saying you doing all this shit in theory for some type of pleasure instead of just saying I don't give a fuck if a bitch come or not. I understand what Al Boogie's saying right there, GC. You can go ahead and respond to that.
Well, I started off with saying that. Somebody's echoing.
Well, that's what GC was saying. I think Al Boogie's responding to me. I think he's basically saying that. Yeah, I think he's responding. You see, I think I agree with Al Boogie. Like, I actually agree because again, in my mind, I don't really care, right? I'm just saying that I want better results. So that's my way of getting better results, right? But I actually don't care. So I'm on the same plane as GC when it comes to the mindset of it. It's just I find that it's better to actually put in the work that most men aren't, and then you just, to me, it's almost like you naturally get the better results. I'm not saying that. I'm not making this.
I'm even different from you on that. If I really just put it on a woman and she just come and squirt and have a leg shaking orgasm, I feel pretty good about that.
I feel good that I should.
I'd beat my chest and let out a King Kong roar when that shit happened. I let out the Tarzan roar when that. I let out the Tarzan roar when that shit happened. I actually like to do it for that reason, for the reason of just somebody got bad background. You got to mute up something.
Oh, okay, I'm on mute.
Yeah, you got to mute up something. So I actually like doing it. It is what it is. But all right, where we going? We got somebody. Oh no, go ahead, Lightbearer. You go ahead. You haven't said nothing. You just came up, so go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure that my mic works as well. Is it better?
Yeah, it sounds better, and I don't hear the echo. Wait, hold on. I forgot. Obsidian, you were trying to jump in at one point. I don't know if you got cut off. Did you have something?
Yeah, I want to ask. I didn't get a chance. I didn't even know you guys were on. YouTube is acting kind of crazy these days, and I didn't even get the notification.
Very much so.
So I just stumbled on you being on.
I didn't get it either.
You guys had already been rolling for at least an hour, so I wanted to know what you guys thought about my show last night, because I could see here that y'all did a follow up. I just didn't hear it.
Okay, to try to sum it up as briefly as possible, I didn't go the route that you went because, like you admitted, you were a bit triggered. You said I'm paraphrasing horribly, but you basically was having nightmares, waking up in cold sweats about the four homely sisters.
Oh yeah.
It's like the way you explained it. I saw you waking up like people do in them horror movies when they wake up fighting the cover. They fight, kicking at the cover,
the air and everything. Yeah,
jump up and run, hurry up, turn the light on, and look around the room. Back up against the wall.
I'm looking underneath the bed and everything, man.
Yeah. So you did come from a place of being a bit triggered by the notion that men just need to, the implication that men should accept the women that accept them. I didn't interpret what John Berger was saying as that. He was just saying men typically like the women that like them, in the sense that when we going through our whole process and we shooting our shot and we trying to, make sure we walk that fine tightrope, you don't want to, if you're going to text a woman, you don't want to over text her. If you call her, you don't want to call her too much. You don't want to, you want to give her some attention, but not too much attention. You want to be in control, but don't come off controlling, that whole little tightrope walk that we do as men, trying to make sure that we don't fuck it up in the pursuit of pussy. When a chick actually show high interest, like that's the one time when, you can kind of just relax and be yourself and not overthink it. It's like she showed some interest, but there are levels to it, because if the chick that's showing that high interest is looking like them Alabama State University dancers, the bumble bees or whatever they call it. If they're looking like that,
I call them the Airbus 380s, A380s.
Yeah, if they looking like that, then you don't want to. Then no, I don't. I'm not going to like her more because she's showing interest. But if that woman that you're more interested in, and you're walking that tightrope or trying not to mess it up, it is a calming relaxation in that woman who may not be as hot as the woman that you're really looking at. The one that may not be as hot, but not a full-blown beluga whale, but she just may not be as hot. She may be, more on the average side of the scale, but she show you some high interest. Then it's like, you like that. I think most guys like that. A woman ultimately making it easier,
right?
Rolling up the red carpet.
Basically. But I made.
Did you call them the Airbus 380?
Oh yeah, the Airbus A380. Yeah.
You talking about the airplane?
Yeah, the Airbus A380. Yeah. It's either that or the Boeing, what's that, the 787 Max is one of the two.
I've just never heard fat women.
You know what? I do one better. You know the Globemaster. You ever seen the C-17 Globemaster? You remember the out of Afghanistan? Now imagine you packing, instead of a whole bunch of skinny Afghans, you're trying to pack it with a whole bunch of ASU honeybee broads. Do you think that plane would even get off the tarmac?
No, it would not.
I don't think it would either. I think it would exceed the weight tolerances.
This is why they don't allow land whales on planes.
Yeah. M1 Abrams tanks, yes. ASU honeybees, no.
Y'all funny.
Lulu's Lounge, I see you down there. You're having some problems. When I bring you up, your circle keep circling. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with you, but when I get a clean go from down there, I'll pull you up. But Obsidian, that was more or less my takeaway. Oh, Game Changer did make a good point. He said that even with that chick who, you were lukewarm on, but she did roll out the red carpet, in the long run, it still wouldn't work out even if you get with her, because even she's a step lower than what you think you can get. So eventually you're going to end up going somewhere else or doing something. It won't work long term, so you probably shouldn't do it. But I think John Berger was right in the sense that men do. Most men, I believe, is likely to like a woman more if she's showing that she likes him, because she's ultimately giving a full go ahead and taking the pressure off to where hey, this it's about to go down. It's about to be some sex at the end of this thing.
Now, John Berger, I know John Berger. He was on my show years back, to talk about his first book, Datonomics, which became a bestseller. So he's got a new book out called Make Your Move. And I just talked to him earlier this morning. We're going to try to set him up to bring him back. He's taking care of some personal family business right now, but hopefully next month maybe we'll be able to get him on to talk about his more recent book. And the premise of the book is that women need to take the lead. It's the 21st century, and you need to chuck all those old rules to the side. Now, he's a Jew, and his book is aimed at white folks, Jews, Asians. And my thing is, what I've learned, since now we're peers, I have a bestseller, he has a bestseller, we're peers now. What I've learned as a researcher and author is that you have to take everything that you know about white America and not chuck it out the window, but keep it on the back burner, because black America is a different animal. It just is. It's just a completely different animal, top to bottom. The rules, it's pretty much like the vibranium shield of Captain America when Spider-Man first meets him in the MCU and says, man, that thing doesn't obey the laws of physics.
Right.
Black America doesn't obey the laws of the regular world. So you keep in mind the regular world physics on one side, but we got our own type of physics over here. And so doing what John Berger suggested, I can go along with that working if you're a Jew, if you're a white person, if you're Asian or whatever. I don't know if that works in black America because we got this ASU honeybee issue. I don't think that works. And based on my own experiences, it definitely don't work because I'm still dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder trauma from something that happened when I was like 18 years old.
So, I forgot what I was going to say.
Damn, the fatties traumatized you, oh man?
Yeah, but I be waking up at night cold sweat.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I think that the direction that Black America is where white and Asian and God's chosen America would be if they
God's chosen America.
Well, the J word, how the bot is funny sometimes. I just call them God's chosen, but
small hats.
Even though it's not a bad thing either way, but the algorithm don't always know that. But anyway, if they take up the mentality of the person who wrote that book, then they will wind up with a bunch of honeybees soon. Because what he's suggesting is that women should exchange, or they should just offer easier access. Now, that is what happened in Black America. The less appealing women just offered easier access to their less appealing. They exchanged value for access. They exchanged availability for access. And once you start bargaining in that realm, it's going to be a loser endeavor because it's going to be a losing endeavor because it's easier to give access than it is to increase value for a woman.
And I agree. I agree with you, Game Changers. As a matter of fact, that's what when the lovely ladies over on Kevin's show say, I deal with high value men all the time. He makes he's very good at doing this. He makes the distinction. He said, listen, I know what you ladies mean when you say deal with. What you mean is a clandestine sexual relationship with a high value man. He said, look, let me tell you something. I'm not saying that can't happen. It definitely can happen. We all saw President Bill Clinton. He had a little chubette named Monica Lewinsky. So it can definitely happen, but that's not what I'm talking about. We're keeping score in terms of marriages, not clandestine hookups. And you're right, Game Changer. That's the reason why I was so adamant last night in letting both John Berger and our good brother Kevin know, look, if we don't make this caveat, what you said, Game Changer, will come true. The honeybees will think all I got to do is just put it out there, and the brothers will take it, and then I'm in. No.
Somewhat, I'm a little off on this one when y'all say that. Everything else I believe is absolutely correct. But what would it matter when the man has a choice on whether or not he's going to deal with some of these women? And when it comes down to it, a lot of these women, even though they're saying that they're getting with this type of guy at that level, are lying. They're straight out lying. Because you can see an example of the situation. Let's just say I just went to Atlanta recently. You can see an example of the situation once you actually get there as well, where there's an abundance of women and, few choices of men who are looking of a certain status or are of a certain status. They all know they're whispering to each other. Somebody down the line whispered to another person that I don't want to include myself. So people are of this certain caliber and of this certain status, or they could do this and do that, so on and so forth. They're all whispering to each other, and they're all pretty much clamoring and like getting in position to be able to try to talk to that man. And a lot of them, when they try, they fail because you don't want that. You want the other chick that you was looking at. She doesn't have that access that these guys that these girls are claiming. They don't.
It sounds like you're talking about those basically big burly bras trying to get at high value men.
Either big burly, they could be either big burly or like
unattractive in some type of way.
In some type of way, like she'll have a bad body and a butterface.
But I think what Obsidian was getting at was, in Black America, the guys who aren't necessarily high value. I mean, they're working class men, they're good dudes, but they are high value
brothers. They are high value. I happen to know for a fact. Now, I don't make a big whoop out of this, but I happen to know of a few high post brothers. They're married on top of that, and they have women that are what we're talking about that they use for quick release, and this gives these ladies the thinking that because they can be quick release for these guys on the quiet, that qualifies them for those type of guys. In straight up public relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very regular thing in Black America.
That's why we got to stop smashing them. This is why I push this message hard.
That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Black people, we have a different relationship to sex than Jews, whites, Asians, Hispanics. It's just a different animal. And that's the reason why I was so adamant in what I said last night. I understand brothers are never going to turn down free, easy. You ever see, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this. I know Bernard might remember this. Game Changer's a little bit older, so he'll probably know this. And I'm telling on my age here. There was a cartoon called Roadrunner, right? Mm-hmm. And the Roadrunner, his main nemesis was the coyote, Wile E. Coyote, right? So the Wile E. Coyote wanted to eat the Roadrunner, so he always set these type of traps and schemes to get him. So one of his favorite schemes to get the Roadrunner was go out there, put on the road a big pot, a big bowl of bird seed with a sign that says "free bird seed." Now, what do Roadrunner do? Roadrunner run up on it, eat it, and before the Wile E. Coyote can drop an anvil on him, he run off. Black men are the road runner. You're never going to get them to stop getting free bird seed.
Well, I would say that black men should be more like the coyote, because the coyote would have no problem catching a fat ass road runner because it can't be that fast. But but he goes after the slim road runner. Just saying.
Oh no, Lulu, she left again.
Oh, so the road runner, by the way, it was on Space Jams for the younger people. It was on Space Jams, the LeBron James one.
Man, GC be cracking me up.
Hold on, real quick. Nick Penn in the building with the super chat. He says, Obsidian, add quick release to the dictionary of Obsidian. Black women need to understand this concept. LOL. Thank you, Nick Penn, for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I just might have to add it in there because pressure bust pipes. And there's a reason why BBW stick around. They're a great option for guys when you got to bust. Look, you got to relieve that pressure, man. I get it. I'm just simply saying these ladies have to understand. I think Game Changer talked about this before. These ladies have to understand. Look, you're. This is gonna sound harsh what I'm about to say, but you're a little more than a wench to a lord. That's the deal. You're just.
I agree. I definitely agree with you, Obsidian, when you say black men have a different relationship with sex than every other group.
Because 80% of our women are fat.
Yeah, exactly. We're a lot more compromising than every other group of men, and I do think that we value sex at a base level more than any other group of men. Men
and black women value it too. See, in the minds of black women, they keep score by the. I can't say it on the air because I don't want to get Bernard in trouble. But they don't keep score by the conventional. See, conventionally, other groups of women keep score by the kind of men that they get based on how much they make, what kind of prestige they have in terms of their job or career, things of that nature. But in Black America, black women keep score in terms of the men they get by this.
Nice, big, juicy.
Yeah, that's how they keep score. So it's both black men and black women. Black America has a different relationship to sex than everybody else. We prize sex as the sine qua non of black male-female relationships.
Now, let me ask you this, Obsidian. Do you think that black women feel that way about it because black men do? I mean, because we overvalue sex, we tend to make long-term mating decisions and choices over because of sex more than any other group. Meaning that it's probably more true for a black woman with a black man that she could pussy her way into a relationship, or she could quick release her way into a ring. That even though it may not be accurate, it's more accurate with black men than other groups of men.
I think that's a plausible hypothesis, to tell you the truth. I think that's plausible. That's very plausible. I don't know for certain, but I think it's definitely plausible. Yeah. Whatever it is, we can definitely see the outcomes. We're a different animal than the rest of the country. I have learned over the course of the past few years, in particular, doing all my research for the book and writing it and all of that sense, I have learned to accept that for whatever. You saw the tape, the ASU tape. I mean, seriously, where else is University of Michigan going to have that? Is Villanova or LaSalle, they going to have that? I mean, it's just a different animal. Black America is we're in an alternate dimension in the multiverse. And I've had to accept that. That's all I'm saying.
I'm thinking about Disney's What If, and then like the guy that looks like a giant baby is just looking at an alternate reality where it's a bunch of fat bitches for cheerleaders. And here we are.
What kills me about the Majorette situation is actually not even all these fat women. It's the people in the background, like hyping that shit up.
Hey.
I mean, like you said what?
No, just saying that's how they be all. Hey.
Yeah, like they're just hyping it up and clapping, and I'm just like, God damn! It's just like it feels like we live an upside down world. Like the things that we just make like completely okay, and I don't know. That's what frustrates me more. It's like because I'm already used to the fat women. You know what I'm saying? But it's just seeing people just want to clap for the word. Like it's like we demonize shaming, right? So you can't shame nobody anymore. You're fat phobic, you're all this other shit. And then after demonizing shaming, then we basically want to uplift all the bad shit. It's like literally upside down land.
Yeah. All right,
Introduction
Lulu,
to the
we about
opposites.
finally see. Hold on, let's finally see if Lulu got her stuff working. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh no.
You are
Unmute
unmuted.
yourself. Unmute yourself.
No, she's unmuted. She's unmuted.
I'm just making a Kevin Samuels joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hi, Lulu.
But all right. Anyway, all right. We closing in on wrapping. Oh, Nerdine. Hey, Nerdine, why did you hide? What's the name in the chat? People's whoever.
Oh, that was an accident.
Okay, cool. I unhit him. I didn't know if he had.
It was my mistake.
Oh no, no problem. All right. Before we get up off of here, Nerdine, you can go ahead and sound off on this real quick. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I've been really busy with this new job.
Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. My audio sound okay. It's like my pulsating bubble look like it's not getting big enough. Like my loudness sounds okay.
Sound
like I sound loud enough.
You're good.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. I just when I look at it like this, everybody else's little pulsating circle gets bigger than mine, so that was telling me that I might be low. But all right, go ahead, Nerdine. Congratulations again on that job, man. That's good stuff. That we glad to.
Yeah, and other places are still trying to hit me up too, like Coca-Cola, and I mean, where I am with this CDL, everybody's like literally trying to just, you put yourself on Indeed, it's a wrap, especially if you have a commercial license. Well, anyway, I was actually paying attention to the question, and you also had that lady, Tabria Majors, who's a thick chick, going public saying that men are not approaching her.
Oh wow!
All.
You say this?
We're getting
actually, you can go right on YouTube.
No, I did a show on it. And you're right. But she moved to California, and she said like in 10 years she got approached 8 times or 11.
Wow, that's less than 1 year.
Obsidian, look it up. I'm telling you. She said,
okay, hold on,
look it up.
Let's average some womanese into the equation. Was she saying in 10 years she got approached 8 times by a man she wanted to be approached by?
Right, exactly.
That's something worth averaging into the equation. Also, you can average into the equation out in LA.
I was about to say that.
A plus size, they don't care how pretty you is. They don't do the plus size thing out in LA. You will get your body mass index out in that market. That
if anybody's got any definitive links on that, please send them to me.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay. I got something where, I got some anecdotal type situations where pretty much the women who don't fare as well, they move out of the LA area to the outside or the outskirts of the area. So like they'll be in Inland Empire, or they'll be in the OC, or they'll be up top in like Palmdale or something like that. If they can't afford to be able to compete with the women that's out here, they're pretty much X'd out. And if they don't have the look, they're X'd out. Pretty much the ones that do have enough money, they'll be like, oh, I'm a boss bee or whatever like that, but they still don't look the part. They spin to be in, and that's pretty much it.
But
what do you mean they spin?
We gotta explore that. We gotta explore that. They spin
to be in. Explains they spin to be in. Explain.
So they'll pretty much they'll try to rank themselves up with like the clothes. They'll sacrifice their housing and their car to be able to look a certain type of way. Or if you get what I'm saying with that part, like, and this is me just like anecdotal.
I thought it meant that they would just outright, pay for a hot guy.
That's a different story too. And yeah, like one of the things that you'll see out here is they'll quickly, like, people move in together very quickly because of the financial situations, and they know about this. So what'll happen is if they got a guy that they could keep in that way, he'll move in with them. And then she'll she'll keep him like under her
nice
reign.
Studio.
Thank you.
No, I'm talking about Bernard. Nice studio.
It looks nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, they'll keep them in reign by like trying to get them to move in with them, or like you got situations and instances where it's guys that are so handsome out here in LA they're homeless and they'll fall asleep on a park bench or a on the beach and then wake up, shake their hair off, and then get back into the club.
Wow.
So
Kind of sounds like Midtown Manhattan, where I live.
yeah, and like it's a crazy situation out here when it comes to that particular thing. And these women are actually preying on these guys because they know they have no other access to some of these type of men except for guys like that.
Yeah, Obsidian, I just sent it to you.
Hey, GC.
Okay,
So you're saying they're preying on homeless men.
In some cases, yes. Some cases, yes. They're preying on homeless men as well.
So to answer Bernard's question, I'm sorry. Were you finished, brother?
Oh no, you was going to say something.
Okay. To answer Bernard's question, no, this was 8 just regular. This a high and low value. Melody, you had a question for me?
No, I was thinking, like, remember you said the women from California, they moved to the South?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've known bigger women, and my friend told me that, he showed me, like, pictures of his sisters that moved to the South, to various parts of the South. And it was because they were big and they were looking for husbands that tolerate their fat.
Yeah, that's another thing that's out here, too. One of the things I noticed...
It's not out here because they're leaving.
Well, no. Well, let me say it. Let me say what happens. One of the things I noticed too. So, for instance, one day I was out and I had a crew of a lawyer, a book writer, a sports nutritionist, and just pretty much women who are doing their things and like doing their thing, and they're really successful in their careers. I was involved with one, but then the others they weren't. So I was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and like put them in a situation where they could probably run up on somebody that they might like. So I brought them out to a couple of places and nobody spoke to them. Brought them to a couple other places, nobody spoke to them. And it was surprising with one of them because she had a look, but what she toned down her situation because of the way that she was trying to look in front of all the other girls. So anyway, the going statement at the end of the night was, "Girl, I can't wait. We going to Atlanta tomorrow, like this weekend?" Because usually when they can't get a guy out here, when they can't get the attention that they used to out here in LA, they'll jump to like a southern state really quickly just to be able to like get that feeling again of like somebody wanting them.
I could see that. I could see that. It's kind of like Passport Bros, but
but in the States,
interstate,
yeah.
not going to different countries. But yeah, and I say go where you're appreciated. Like, I mean, why go to Chico State when you could go to Alabama State and be a cheerleader and shit? Because it's not gonna happen here. So yeah.
All right, Lulu. We doing one last try with Lulu before we get out of here. Mic check 1 2. We got 2 Lulus up here. Mic check 1 2.
I guess she's trying to reboot her system.
Nah, she's been rebooting for the last 30 minutes. But all right, we're gonna.
Yeah,
call.
But when I saw that,
real quick,
sorry,
Nardine, we about to get up off of here.
Yeah, but when I saw that interview, I was like, wow, it's happening to these women. And like I said, Tabria Majors is a beautiful woman, but even with her size and everything like that, guys ain't going for that. No, I would go for that because I like the thickness of her shape. But a lot of guys who are successful and
not
guys
really all that great to me. That's one thing about her. It's like,
well, it depends. It depends on how what she's doing. It depends, like if she's exercising or anything like that. But if she's just this big for nothing and look like a trash bag, and flopping all over the place, well, like cellulite, nah, it ain't worth it. Sorry.
But wait, Nurdine, are you mixing fat? Because she is big. Like, how is she good big? Please elaborate.
Well, in certain places, like if she got it, like if it's proportionate. If she's short and she's fat, if she's short and she's fat and she's flopping all over the place, looking like a bowling ball, it ain't worth it.
But that's what Tabria looked like to me.
That's what I'm
don't
thinking.
have any curves.
I won't
Well,
say she don't got.
no.
Hold on, real quick. I won't say she don't got any curves, but hers they're not as pronounced as you would think or expect for her.
I
to
need
be
a pronounced
like
one.
But for her to be the gold star of big beautiful women, like her curves are not as in and pronounced as you would think. Like sometimes in some pictures she look wide and almost straight up and down with a little small amount of curve. So yeah, I don't think she's. I mean, I don't think she's all that.
They do it on purpose, though. They don't
Yeah.
want to make it too much
Advertising.
of an unreachable situation. I would say they want to keep the women thinking that they can actually obtain this prestige in a way of becoming a model, or to be able to look a certain type of way, wear the clothes, so on and so forth. So they do it on purpose to make them feel comfortable, or the advertisements to make them feel comfortable.
Hey, Nuruddin,
Well, I mean, the thing.
If you feel that way, you need to catch a flight out to Cali. It's been 10 years, and you could be dude number 9.
Hey, she might rock with you. She in a hold on, Nuruddin. She in a serious drought right now, man. This your opportunity, man. You better seize the moment.
It's your time to shine. If she
Hey, you never know. Hey, you never know. But I also like the women to be thin. But you know, if it's winter time, winter's coming, so they need some pushing for the cushion.
It's no winter.
Get a damn coat. Get a damn coat and get a heater.
I'm hearing. All right, I gotta mute some people because it's like some bad background. I'm just hold on real quick, but I was trying to pull up Tabria real quick.
Majors,
I don't know if that's old man or if that's light bearer. We'll see if that makes a difference. Just when you get ready to say something, unmute yourself and then mute back up after you get done saying it. But I hate how Google. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think it might have been old man having some feedback. But yeah, you can't really see it because Google do that thing where you can't really zoom in on pictures like you want to. But yeah, some of the pictures of her, I don't really see what everybody else is seeing as just all of that. Well, she looked good in. Hold on, I'll tell you what the one. She don't look bad in that one right there, but There's some of them where I can see it, but then there's some of them where you don't see
there's a before and there's an after.
Some of them you don't see the curves being real pronounced. Like you just look like she's kind of straight up and down. Like the upper body is just as wide as the lower body, and that's when.
And that's some of these pictures I would talk to her. Some of these pictures I wouldn't.
Exactly.
She looks like with the yellow on. If you go up, you see the one in the yellow. Yellow shirt.
Right. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That one's good.
Yeah, the swimsuit, the booty shorts, where she's right next to that helicopters. That's a huge chick. Like how big is she?
Oh, she
stand at what?
Clearing 2-something easy. I wouldn't.
No, what's her height?
I think she's 5'11" or 5'10" or something like that.
5'11", standing next to the edge of the tail of the helicopter like that. It must be a small helicopter there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, the excuses some of you ninjas make just to deal with fat women is amazing.
I'm with you on that one.
You said what?
No, I'm with you on that one. Listen, I'm not trying to find the proper lighting and angle to fuck with it. Like, I'm not.
Right, GC, exactly.
Like, hold on. This picture right here. This was the first one I ever saw of her, and I was like, "Wait, that's her." Like, look from right here. I don't know how good y'all can see it, but look from right here to right here. That's just as wide as her hips. It's like it's not even a. It's like she's more round and ballish in some of these pictures. But you are right, GC. We are trying to find. Let's get the right light in. Let's catch her when she on one of her good years when she was a little lighter this year than normal. And so her waist a little more snatched
when
right
they
there.
paid her to diet a little bit.
Exactly. Like, I mean, fellas, do y'all want to do that? Do y'all want to be with a chick that you can only fuck during Aurora Borealis and shit? Like, you just like, come on.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Bernard. So, Bernard. Here in Atlanta, right, they got in Atlantic Mall now. They got this store. I find this shit hilarious. Okay, so they got this store at Lenox Mall. I forgot the name. I think it starts with a U. but they basically all they sell is quote unquote plus size, like clothing for plus size women. And if you just sit and stand like outside that store, you said what?
No, I said there's lots of stores like that. I mean, we got them in Michigan all day.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they were never that like mainstream that they got a location at a mall like Lenox Mall. But now they got one where like if you just stand outside and you just watch all the women wobbling in. Like to me, it's just hilarious. It's like, why are we trying to normalize this shit? Like you just stand out there and you just look at all these like just fat women wobbling in, and it's like I just don't get it. I don't get why can't y'all just work out, okay? Put the damn burger down, you know, eat. I don't know, like why are we trying to normalize this shit?
All right. Number 16 says, just say you like fat women. Stop the charade, Bernard. Look, I'm one of the few people who got my woman in a full body, head to toe picture on my Instagram page, the Bernard Riley Show. You can go look at my woman and see exactly what I like.
Now she's thick. Yeah. She's pretty and she's thick.
So y'all can't try to charge me up with shit. All right.
But now, like I got receipts.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. This was a good show today. Me and Game Changer. Oh, yeah, I'm sitting here. Y'all know it's time. Y'all know the show over. I'm sitting here cleaning up and shit.
But, hey, Bernard, you see Jaquan? Do you see Jaquan's comment?
Yeah.
He's shooting shots.
Jaquan in the chat.
I think he answered them already. He already answered them. Go look at my IG is what he said.
Now she has the perfect like hourglass shape. I'm looking at her now.
Like who's the three majors?
Huh?
No.
Who Bernard?
I'm talking about Bernard's girlfriend. She has the flat stomach, the hips. You know, she's pretty.
Well, I mean, so Bernard, I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her on your Instagram. But if you have a pretty girl, why not impregnate her? To get pussy from other
oh my goodness, man!
Nah, he ain't trying to have any more kids.
No, that he bringing it back to the last show when somebody
the man them got barkers, you know.
Yeah, when somebody brought up that you get a woman pregnant, you need fish to catch fish, so you show that you're showing your receipts that you impregnated an attractive woman. That's going to make more attractive women want to come be with you. So get it. When you find a good one, bust a nut in her. That's pretty much the.
But Bernard, are you trying to have any more kids though?
No, I'm through.
Exactly.
It sounds like Bernard. Did you notice? Bernard, did you notice how Melody was like describing your woman? She was already analyzing her.
What you mean?
Because she has the perfect shape.
She looks like the average Nigerian chick out here in LA.
Well, that's the thing.
How you gonna just call my man Bernard shorty average, man?
Oh no, that's not average.
Yeah, he said the average Nigerian chick in LA. Assuming he was saying that they curvy.
Nigerian chick in LA aren't average.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You heard the word average and you just went in. Where'd you go? Nah, that ain't average. I put another.
Wait a minute. Al Boogie trying to climb. He said, Bernard, you don't wear socks. Look, when I was on vacation in Miami, I didn't wear no socks in Miami. I was doing the no sock thing for like 4 days, and when I was in Miami. So So no
but
socks.
See, Bernard was playing the light skinned nigga game because you saw his poses, right? You saw those poses?
Oh yeah, I was taking a lot of light skinned pictures. I really was. I was feeling myself when I was in Miami. I took a lot of light skinned pictures.
That boy was licking his lips and everything, you know.
Yeah, man. I was
had the whole LL Cool J thing going.
I was all day. But, all right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody who came through and participated in any way, shape, or form. Whether you like, share, subscribe, super chatted, cash app, but just watching the difference. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We are out of here. Peace.